Maple, hey! It's been about a year now since you and I have last talked. Have you been doing pretty good? So what is it you want with me this time? And just like I remembered, there's no form of friendliness to you at all. Your cute little sister is finally getting back in touch with you, and you're going to treat me with that cold attitude? That's the reason why your family doesn't love you, and you've turned into a sad and disappointing woman. Right? Are you even aware of that? What do you want with me? Well, about that, I'm going to be having my wedding here really soon. I plan to throw the largest wedding ever, so I would like for you to be there as well. I know that I've always had my own things going on, keeping me from ever going to any of the family's events and such. But it would be crazy of everyone not to show up at my wedding, especially when I'm your little sister, right? Huh? I have no reason to be going to your wedding. What? I'm not going. There you go. There's my answer to you. What? Wait just a second. What the heck, Maple? You can't seriously be that crazy, right? I've always been the cute, nice one in the house. How could you ever say something like that to me? And do you have any idea who I have always been to you, Stacy? Someone who doesn't get the same treatments and privileges as you. Oh, stop talking about all of that stuff. The reason you were never treated the same as me is because you've always been such a slouch. Mom and Dad feel the same way as I do about you. Huh? There were times you would take my lunches and dinners away from me, and there were times you'd take my things from school, like textbooks and my homework, and throw them in the trash. And at certain times, you'd even take things as far as ripping up my clothes and burning up all my underwear. All of that led to me becoming a slouch, a Grinch, even when I was around all of you. And that was all because you have such an ugly personality. You really have the worst personality imaginable. And listen, the only way you're ever going to get any sort of treatment from anyone is by fixing that rotten attitude you always have. That's the only thing you can do, because there is nothing else about you that is attractive. I mean, take your face, for example. It's ugly. I'm the one who is already married and making a decent living. So please don't comment about me like that until you're on my same level. What? Someone like you actually had the chance to get married? You really have that much hate for me that you didn't even think I could find a partner to marry? I hate having to listen to you always making comments like that. You are never able to do anything ever, yet you got married. That would shock anyone, not just me. But that's great to hear. I was worried about you for a bit since you're so stupid and all. I'm not going to say anything about that, actually. I was always failing my tests and everything, even though I was trying to study so much, which led to me stabbing both Mom and Dad's hopes for me in the back. Oh, how wonderful. At least you're aware of how brainless you are. Luckily, after you were finished with, someone like myself came along and aced all her exams, as well as passed all the top classes in her school. No wonder Mom and Dad love me so much more than you. Anyway, since you have yourself a husband, I want for the both of you to come out to my wedding. I'll make sure to send you guys an invitation as well. I have no clue what nerve you have that allows you to invite me to that wedding. I've already told you I'm not going as well. You are a liar, Maple. Why have you not come out to see me in my wedding? Because of you, there was an open seat left in my family section, and you've gone and embarrassed me in front of everyone there. You're an ass, a total jerk. You've gone and completely ruined what was supposed to be my perfect day. Give me my day back. Look, Stacy, I already told you before that I would not be coming. Twice already. You told me you were coming, and that's why I sent you the invitation. It's not like you even have another little sister whose wedding you can go see, so now you're just being an idiot by skipping out on mine like that. I don't think of you as my older sister anymore now, and will be cutting ties to you. Well, that's good, because I've never had a little sister. What? Because I've never thought of you as one to me. I was planning on cutting ties to you long ago, but forgot to block your phone number. There's never been a little sister in my family, and it's going to stay that way now since you are cutting ties to me finally. Wait, what the hell? You're a bitch. How dare you say things like that about me?
Maple, you doing all right? You looked really upset just a second ago, then you just left the house to go outside.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'm just a little pissed off at the moment. Something annoying came up again, and so I wanted to take a moment to cool my head outside in the yard.
But anyway, what got you all upset like that? I've never seen you have a face as red as that before.
Actually...
kidding me right now. What was she thinking trying to invite you to her wedding? And now she's acting like she's the victim and everything? And that you owe her an apology or something? After all the crap she'd done to you.
I don't know what to say about all of this now. I didn't think things would come to this with her. It's been a long time since I felt this jittery with rage and anxiety at the same time.
I'm surprised you didn't take things further with her then, being that upset. Very mature of you. How about we have a few drinks today? Then that might help you settle down a bit.
That sounds great. Will you drink as much as me this time?
Of course I will. It's my job as your husband to make sure you don't get too carried away unless I stay at the same pace as you.
I'll make sure to pick up a couple of drinks while I'm here then. I'll even get us a pint of whiskey to help me settle down more quickly.
Perfect, and thank you. I'll make something up for us to eat along with those drinks then. And I'm sure by saying something like this, you'll get a little heated with me, but I am thankful for what your little sister has done.
What?
Well, because of what your little sister did, I was given the chance to meet with you, right? So even though it may be hard to do this, you should be at least a little bit thankful for what she's done. Well, I was thankful for her at least. However, now, after what she's done this time, I'm not so sure I can say I appreciate her anymore. Also, it doesn't seem like she's learned a single thing after all she had done before.
To that girl, no. To that whole family, they know nothing about learning their lessons or anything, so don't even try to hope for anything from them.
I guess that is true. I may have been thankful, but I am well aware now that your sister won't change. If she keeps on acting like that, then we're going to have to warn her. So please, next time you have to deal with her, let me know and I'll help you out.
Thank you, Steve.
Please don't forget that you are no longer on your own in this world. You have me now, right by your side.
It's all because of you that there were empty seats next to Mom and Dad, and you embarrassed me. You really are the worst. Even my husband says you're the worst. He never knew that you had such a self-centered attitude about everything. He also said your character is the worst and that you are ugly. There's nothing about you that is worthwhile to anyone here. But I'm not the devil, so I'll give you a chance to receive my forgiveness by giving me $1,000 right now and nothing less. Huh? What makes you think that I'd have to pay you anything like that? I don't have that kind of money in my bank account, and no, I don't mean that I'm poor. I just mean I don't have any money that can be handed over to a brainless woman like you. I made sure to ask you for only $1,000, and yet you can't pay me that? You can say you're not poor all you want, but I know deep down that you really are without any money. Look, Stacy, and what about your husband then? I'm sure since he chose to get married to a useless woman who is both ugly on the inside and outside, he has to be just as brain dead as you. But can't he at least give me $1,000? I was originally going to ask you to pay for my whole wedding, but I'm playing nice and only asking for $1,000. So hurry up and give me that money. Stacy, what the hell did you just say? Huh? I'm not playing your dang games anymore, Stacy. Did you just say what I thought you said? Were you just making fun of my husband as well? What? Making fun of him? I never said that I was making fun of him. Are you really that immature where you get upset when someone tells you the truth? Grow up already, Maple. I am younger than you, and even I know not to get all angry about the truth. Not only have you been making fun of me, but now you're making those terrible comments about my husband. I'm not going to allow that anymore. I am an idiot for thinking there was even an ounce of you that had changed. But since it seems you can't understand anything you're doing and anything I say to you, I'm going to have to get serious here. Geez, I don't care to listen to you whine about me. Just hurry up and pay me already, right now. What the hell, Stacy? What do you think you're doing? What? What do I think I'm doing about what? While I was out of the house, you were calling the house phone over and over again. And when my husband finally picked up, you started to pressure him for money. What the hell have you said to my husband? Leave him out of all this. I had to do all of that because you weren't sending me any money. That's what you get for bullying me now. Not only have you gone and ruined my very special day for everyone, but now you're trying to avoid paying that settlement I am asking for. I have no reason to pay you a frickin' penny, Stacy. It's frickin' childish of you to still be bullying me all these years later, just because I went and stole your fiancé from you. Maple, you are my older sister, right? You must be pretty messed up in the head if you're not able to laugh off all the funny things your little sister does. Huh? Who the hell would invite the very same person whose fiance you stole to your wedding with that man? I would, because I wanted you there to celebrate me as my older sister. Also, I only said things that were true to your husband when I was on the phone with him today. You're the one with an ugly character. And even though you shouldn't be able to get married, you found yourself a partner but still hid things from him about me. You've committed a scam by marrying him without telling him the truth. You are a criminal now. I feel so bad for your husband now that he had to hear the truth from me. I'm sure he's just as much of an idiot as you are, but to be lied to like that and led into a scam marriage, I feel bad for him. Stacy, you cut all of that out right now. And you're the one calling me childish after my fiancé was taken by you? I'm sure you have no idea how that must have felt for me back when you did that. All the pain and misery I had to live through. What? Why are you getting all angry again? Because you keep on pissing me the hell off. I have been so upset with you these past few years now that I don't ever think there will be a time where I am not hating your existence. I was going out with your husband all throughout college, and we even had planned to get married. You were even invited to our wedding, Kay, but you were able to do what you wanted when you wanted with the help of those two ignorant parents. And in the end, you went and slept with my fiancé and later took him from me. I have been living a life of hell ever since then, although I never care to share any of it with anyone. What? You're all upset because of something like that? Huh? Listen, Maple, once everyone had found out I'd been sleeping with your fiancé and we had that family meeting, I said what I wanted to. It was mean of you to date someone as cool as him and not let me take him instead. And I knew that I was meant for him, which is what I told you, yet you still said no. That's why I had to steal him from you. And that's why Mom and Dad both said for you to give him to me and go find someone else. In other words, it's your fault for not being good enough for him back then, and not a single person is blaming me for taking him. Yet you went and held on to all of your hate all this time and used that to get in the way of my wedding to him. You are nothing more than a monster now. I hope nobody ever calls you human ever again. Ugh. I see, Stacy, I see. So in your mind, you haven't done anything wrong all this time. And that's why even now, years after what you did to me, you still haven't said any form of an apology? I have nothing to apologize about, so why would I? Anyway, pay me that money. If you don't, then I'm going to keep raising the amount of money I want from you. I will not let you get away unpunished after what you did to me in my wedding. You will not be able to run from me now. You're the one who won't be left unpunished this time. You went and made a name for yourself now in my family by making fun of one of my own. What? I have not made fun of anyone. When have I ever said anything about Mom or Dad that would be getting you so pissed off now? I've already been mistreated by the three of you and then stabbed in the back when I found someone I loved. There is only one person in my whole life so far who has not treated me like garbage, who is my family, and that is my husband. He's everything to me now, and I don't need anyone else. To me, my family is just him and I. They all aren't family to me, and they never will be. That includes you. To me, you are nothing more than a complete stranger. You are about to get the full wrath of my pent-up anger now that you've gone and hurt my husband like that, you frickin' bitch. Jesus, why would you ever say that? I guess your character has only gotten worse all these years. Do you want to know why I never took you and my ex to court after you guys started having relations? Because I didn't want anything to do with you guys anymore. Also, it was because of you that I was able to find my husband, even if I don't want to accept that. So I thought to myself, as long as I was far away from you and had a life that I could enjoy, I would never have to go back and punish you for what you did to me. But now I can see there is no point in holding back anymore. Screw being mature about things now. All I want to do is send you and that bastard husband of yours to hell. How dare you talk to me like that when I'm your younger sister? I'm the one who's actually living a decent life and not one filled with things like stupidity and ugliness. You are just jealous of me because you never had a way of giving a wedding, and that's what's led you here. You really think that a CEO and his wife wouldn't be able to hold a wedding after getting married? What? You were able to get my new phone number and everything from the family, but you never asked about where I'm currently living, huh? Right now, my husband and I live in a penthouse. It has windows wrapping around 3/4 of the penthouse, and we can see everything from the city center to the ocean from here. And the biggest seller for this place is the view of the sunset in the evening. That's the kind of life we're getting to live right now, so I would not call us poor or stupid by any means. Huh? Are you completely out of your mind now? You can't be that delusional already, can you? I'll send you some pictures from inside here right now as proof, so please take a close look at all of them. You're lying, right? How can someone like you be able to live in a place like that? Had you never gone and stolen my fiancé from me back then, I would have never had a chance at this kind of lifestyle. I am thankful for that one and only thing. So thank you. I've been able to find the man of my dreams who I love more than anything else in this world, and I have been given a life where I am very well off. Honestly, this is the happiest I've ever been. Your husband, who you just got married to, unfortunately doesn't make the kind of money my husband does, and so you'll never have a shot at a life like mine. What the hell? You are a lowlife. You shouldn't be able to or allowed to have a better life than mine. Maple! So it really turned out that you have a lot of money, right? That means you can pay for my whole wedding now. It's all because of you that I ended up having a terrible wedding, so you should be fine paying up, right? You already get to live in such a magnificent penthouse out there, so this won't be a problem for you, right? Have you ever looked up the definition of a settlement before? I've already told you I'm not handing any money over to you. Come on, how much longer are you going to do this with me? You're too old now to not be learning your lesson here, so just take responsibility for what you've done and pay up. I'm not sure what all I need to be learning my lesson for and what responsibility I have with you. But I guess I'll hear you out this time since you don't seem to be giving up. Well, so you do know how to behave like an adult. I understand that as an adult, we all have to be responsible for the things we've done and must learn from them so that we never misbehave again. That's why I'm going to make sure you pay up just as much as I'll have to. What? What do you mean by that? Hey, wait a minute, Maple. What have you done? I just got an envelope in the mail that says I'm being asked to pay a settlement and that it's been sent to me from a legal firm. You happen to be the smart one between the both of us, so you shouldn't need me to explain anything to you as long as you read everything on those documents. That's not what I'm talking about. Why now, of all times, are you choosing to get this money from me? Doesn't matter what time I choose to ask for a settlement from you, and like I was saying before, I originally wasn't even going to. But then you came back and asked me to come to your wedding and then got upset with me for not showing up, of course. That all triggered my anger for you again, and so I decided I had no other choice but to do this since you had still not learned a thing. Did you really think you could make it through your whole life without having to take responsibility for having a single relationship with my fiancé and then stealing him? Are you that much of a dunce? Huh? Don't you dare start calling me the idiot here. You're the one who's pretty much mentally disabled. No point in starting to yell at me again. This is what you get for thinking you were so special and that no one would dare punish you for doing the unthinkable. Huh! I'm sure this was all just a fake anyway. What? There's no way someone could actually ask for this kind of money in a settlement, right? This is all a fake, and you're just trying to scam me. Too bad I'm smarter than that. If I were on the same level as you, sure, I would have probably fallen for this, but I'm not. So I'm not being fooled. Is that right? Well, go ahead and keep believing that then. I would much rather you wait and see what happens when you leave a legal settlement unpaid. Maple, why did you send all these papers to my office now as well? And why to my husband's place of work? Because of that, some of my coworkers and my boss have found out. It didn't look as though you were going to pay me after I had my lawyer send the papers to your house, so I asked my lawyer to start sending them to your work, as well as to your husband's work. Because of you, my husband is being transferred out of the head office, though. And as for myself, everyone is laughing at me now about how I had to steal my own sister's fiancé in order to get married. And others are talking trash about me in their cubicles. This is the worst outcome. You're practically harassing me now. And All of these things have been done to me before by you. What? But you weren't as secretive about all of it, were you? Always coming to me at home and making fun of the grades I had in school, calling me stupid for them. And other times telling me you guys didn't need a brainless freak around and hitting me upside the head for it. And at school you would walk up to my friends and I, telling them how ugly I was and saying I only made things worse by wearing skirts and things like that. Every time you would do any of those things to me, you would laugh about it with the loudest laugh possible while pointing your finger. Then, when things started to get boring for you, you took things to the next level and would ruin my clothes that I had for school, and even take my stationery things and flush them down the school toilets. And that was all because of you being a stupid loser. I may not have done as well on things like tests and exams, but when it came to my actual GPA, I was better than you. Sorry that I ended up having something called test anxiety, which led to me failing things like the ACT, but I was still able to get into a good college after. It happened to be the same exact college that your husband went to, so if you're going to call me stupid because of it, then he must be just as stupid. All you really had was a decent history in high school, yet you seem to think that's all that mattered. I can't believe someone who graduated from that medical school is being forced to transfer out of his office now. No way. What are we supposed to do here? I won't be able to pay you that settlement I've been asked for, and my salary is going to go down now after what my boss found out, so I won't even be able to live the life I've had. Why, Maple? Why are you being such a bitch to your little sister? Hey, would you stop acting like such a victim all the time? And like I'd said before, I cut ties to you long ago, but just keep forgetting to block your number. What? I've never thought of you as my little sister for as long as I can remember. Maybe you shouldn't have been acting so ignorant by thinking I'd still want to be your sister after what you did. I thought that since you and I hadn't talked in years, you would have understood that I don't want you in my life anymore. I even told Mom and Dad that I don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. What? So you're really cutting ties to everyone? Why? Why? Because I can't stand to think about you guys being a part of my life anymore, and I'm at my limits with everyone. I told them both I won't be going to their funerals and that I don't want anything from them after they die. Although everything was probably going to you anyway. Neither Mom nor Dad have ever thought of me as their daughter, so what's the difference between what I'm doing now and what was going on before? This is why I had said my family is only my husband and that I don't have any little sister. You already showed me that you don't want to be my sister anymore when you stole my fiancé from me. But after what you tried this time, I'm going to make you and that cheating bastard pay, literally and metaphorically. No way this is happening. I don't want to fall even lower than my mentally challenged sister. I'm not going to pay you anything. Then I guess you're just going to have to wait and see what's coming for you next. After everyone found out about how Stacy and her husband got married, after the affair and the way they left me behind, they started running away from the mess they had created. They tried to escape the fallout, but it wasn't long before reality caught up. Her husband couldn't avoid being transferred for work, and Stacy couldn't avoid the fact that she was about to lose her job. They ended up moving across the U.S., forced to relocate due to his job transfer. Now they live in a small, rundown apartment in Seattle, since they couldn't afford anything better near his office. With Stacy jobless and her husband's income reduced, their financial struggles have caused constant arguments. Their disagreements over money and their decisions have only escalated, to the point where they've both started having affairs of their own. This was all relayed to me by an old friend who's also close with my sister. I'm not sure if everything I've heard is entirely accurate, but it's the most reliable update I've received about their lives. According to this friend, both Stacy and her husband eventually found out about each other's infidelities. However, neither of them could get a divorce because they were financially dependent on each other. Stacy relied on her husband's income for survival, and he depended on her to keep their household running. Both of them knew their affair partners were also married, so the decision was made to continue living in this dysfunctional, unhappy marriage and simply accept the situation. But things took a dark turn when Kay found out she was pregnant. Shortly after, she ended up in the hospital after her husband's violent actions. She was in the ICU when she last texted her friend, and since then, no one's heard from her. Her friend's unsure what happened after that. As for myself and Steve, we finally had our wedding celebration with our closest friends and his family. After that, we decided to start trying for a baby. Natalie, hey. It's been about a year now since you and I have last talked. Have you been doing pretty good? So what is it you want with me this time? And just like I had remembered, there is no form of friendliness to you at all. Your cute little sister is finally getting back in touch with you, and you're going to treat me with that cold attitude? That's the reason why your family doesn't love you, and you've turned into a sad and disappointing woman. Right? Are you even aware of that? What do you want with me? Well, about that. Well, I'm going to be having my wedding here really soon. I plan to throw the largest wedding ever, so I would like for you to be there as well. I know that I've always had my own things going on, keeping me from ever going to any of the family events and such. But it would be crazy of everyone not to show up at my wedding, especially when I'm your little sister, right? Huh? I have no reason to be going to your wedding. What? I'm not going. There you go. There's my answer to you. What? Wait just a second. What the heck, Natalie? You can't seriously be that crazy, right? I've always been the cute and nice one in the house. How could you ever say something like that to me? And do you have any idea who I've always been to you, Kay? Someone who didn't get the same treatments and privileges as you. Oh, stop talking about all of that stuff. The reason you were never treated the same as me is because you've always been such a slouch. Mom and Dad feel the same way as I do about you. Huh? There were times you would take my lunches and dinners away from me. And there were times you'd take my things from school, like textbooks and my homework, and throw them in the trash. And at certain times, you'd even take things as far as ripping up my clothes and burning all my underwear. All of that led to me becoming a slouch, a Grinch, even when I was around all of you. And that was all because you have such an ugly personality. You really have the worst personality imaginable. And listen, the only way you are ever going to get any sort of treatment from anyone is by fixing that rotten attitude you always have. That's the only thing you can do because there's nothing else about you that's attractive. I mean, take your face, for example. It's ugly. I'm the one who's already married and making a decent living. So please don't comment about me like that until you're on my same level. What? Someone like you actually had the chance to get married? You really have that much hate for me that you didn't even think I could find a partner to marry? I hate having to listen to you always making comments like that. You're never able to do anything ever, yet you got married? That would shock anyone, not just me. But that's great to hear. I was worried about you for a bit since you're so stupid and all. I'm not going to say anything about that, actually. I was always failing my tests and everything, even though I was trying to study so much. Which led to me stabbing both Mom and Dad's hopes for me in the back. Aw, how wonderful. At least you're aware of how brainless you are. Luckily, after you were finished with, someone like myself came along and aced all her exams, as well as passed all the top classes in her school. No wonder Mom and Dad love me so much more than you. Anyway, since you have yourself a husband, I want for the both of you to come out to my wedding. I'll make sure to send you guys an invitation as well. I have no clue what nerve you have that allows you to invite me to that wedding. I've already told you I'm not going as well. You are a liar, Natalie. Why have you not come out to see me in my wedding? Because of you, there was an open seat left in my family's section, and you've gone and embarrassed me in front of everyone there. You're an ass, a total jerk. You've gone and completely ruined what was supposed to be my perfect day. Give me my day back. Look, Kay, I already told you before that I would not be coming. Twice, actually. You told me you were coming, and that's why I sent you the invitation. It's not like you even have another little sister whose wedding you can go see, so now you're just being an idiot by skipping out on mine like that. I don't think of you as my older sister anymore now and will be cutting ties to you. Well, that's because I've never had a little sister. What? Because I've never thought of you as one to me. I was planning on cutting ties to you long ago, but forgot to block your phone number. There has never been a little sister in my family, and it's going to stay that way now since you are cutting ties to me finally. What the hell? You're a bitch. How dare you say things like that about me?
Natalie, are you doing all right? You looked really upset just a second ago. Then you just left the house to go outside.
I'm sorry, Martin. I'm just a little pissed off at the moment. Something annoying came up again, and so I wanted to take a moment to cool my head outside in the yard. Actually, I'm going to head to the convenience store down the street for a bit. Anything you want from there? I can grab you a drink or a snack if you're a little hungry.
I guess you can grab me an ice cream or something cold. But anyway, what got you all upset like that? I've never seen you have a face as red as that before.
Actually...
Are you kidding me right now? What was she thinking trying to invite you to her wedding? And now she's acting like she's the victim and everything, and that you owe her an apology or something, after all the crap she'd done to you.
I don't know what to say about all of this now. I didn't think things would come to this with her. It's been a long time since I felt this jittery with rage and anxiety at the same time.
I'm surprised you didn't take things further with her then, being that upset. That's very mature of you. How about we have a few drinks today, and then that might help you settle down a bit.
That sounds great. Will you drink as much as me this time?
Of course I will. It's my job as your husband to make sure you don't get too carried away, unless I stay at the same pace as you.
I'll make sure to pick up a couple of drinks while I'm here then. I'll even get us a pint of whiskey to help settle me down more quickly.
Perfect, and thank you. I'll make something up for us to eat along with those drinks then. And, I'm sure by saying something like this, you'll get a little heated with me. But I am thankful for what your little sister has done.
What?
Well, it's because of what your little sister did I was given the chance to meet with you, right? So even though it may be hard to do this, you should be at least a little bit thankful for what she'd done. Well, I was thankful for her at least. However, now, after what she had done this time, I'm not so sure I can say I appreciate her anymore. Also, it doesn't seem like she learned a single thing after all she had done before.
To that girl? No, to that whole family. They know nothing about learning their lessons or anything, so don't even try to hope for anything from them.
I guess that is true. I may have been thankful, but I'm well aware now that your sister won't change. If she keeps on acting like that, then we're going to have to warn her. So please, next time you have to deal with her, let me know and I will help you out.
Thank you, Martin.
Please don't forget that you are no longer on your own in this world. You have me now, right by your side.
It's all because of you that there were empty seats next to Mom and Dad, and you embarrassed me. You really are the worst. Even my husband says you're the worst. He never knew that you had such a self-centered attitude about everything. He also said your character is the worst and that you are ugly. There is nothing about you that's worthwhile to anyone here. But I'm not the devil. So I'll give you a chance to receive my forgiveness by giving me $1,000 right now and nothing less. Huh? What makes you think that I'd have to pay you anything like that? I don't have that kind of money in my bank account, and no, I don't mean that I'm poor. I just mean I don't have any money that can be handed over to a brainless woman like you. I made sure to ask you for only $1,000, and yet you can't pay me that? You can say you're not poor all you want, but I know deep down you really are without any money. Look, Kay. And what about your husband then? I'm sure since he chose to get married to a useless woman who is both ugly on the inside and outside, he has to be just as brain dead as you. But can't he at least give me $1,000? I was originally going to ask you to pay for my whole wedding, but I'm playing nice and only asking for $1,000. So hurry up and give me that money. Kate, what the hell did you just say? Huh? I'm not playing your dang games anymore, Kay. Did you just say what I thought you said? Were you just making fun of my husband as well? What? Making fun of him? I never said that I was making fun of him. Are you really that immature where you get upset when someone tells you the truth? Grow up already, Natalie. I'm younger than you, and even I know not to get all angry about the truth. Not only have you been making fun of me, but now you're making those terrible comments about my husband. I'm not going to allow that anymore. I am an idiot for thinking there was even an ounce of you that had changed. But since it seems you still can't understand anything you're doing and anything I say to you, I'm going to have to get serious here. Jeez, I don't care to listen to you whine about me. Just hurry up and pay me already. Right now. What the hell, Kate? What do you think you're doing? What? What do I think I'm doing about what? While I was out of the house, you were calling the house phone over and over again. And when my husband finally picked up, you started to pressure him for money? What the hell have you said to my husband? Leave him out of all this. I had to do all of that because you weren't sending me any money. That's what you get for bullying me now. Not only have you gone and ruined my very special day for everyone, but now you're trying to avoid paying that settlement I'm asking for. I have no reason to pay you a frickin' penny, Kay. It's frickin' childish of you to still be bullying me all these years later just because I went and stole your fiancé from you. Natalie, you're my older sister, right? You must be pretty messed up in the head if you're not able to laugh off all the funny things your little sister does. Huh? Who the hell would invite the very same person whose fiancé you stole to your wedding with that man? I would. Because I wanted you there to celebrate me as my older sister. Also, I only said things that were true about your husband when I was on the phone with him today. You're the one with an ugly character. And even though you shouldn't even be able to get married, you found yourself a partner and yet still hid things from him about me. You've committed a scam by marrying him without telling him the truth. You're a criminal now. I feel so bad for your husband now that he had to hear the truth from me. I'm sure he's just as much of an idiot as you are, but to be lied to like that and led into a scam marriage, I feel bad for him. Kay, you cut all of that out right now. And you're the one calling me childish after my fiancé was taken by you? I'm sure you have no idea how that must have felt for me back when you did that. All the pain and misery I had to live through? Why are you getting all angry again? Because you keep on pissing me the hell off. I have been so upset with you these past few years now that I don't ever think there will be a time where I'm not hating your existence. I was going out with your husband all throughout college, and we even had planned to get married. You were even invited to our wedding, Kay. But you were able to do what you wanted when you wanted with the help of those two ignorant parents. And in the end, you went and slept with my fiancé and later took him from me. I've been living a life of hell ever since then, although I never care to share any of it with anyone. What? You're all upset because of something like that? Huh? Listen, Natalie, once everyone had found out I'd been sleeping with your fiancé and we had that family meeting, I said what I wanted to. It was mean of you to date someone as cool as him and not let me take him instead. And I knew that I was meant for him, which is what I told you, yet you still said no. That's why I had to steal him from you. And that's why Mom and Dad both said for you to give him to me and go find someone else. In other words, it's your fault for not being good enough for him back then. And not a single person is blaming me for taking him. Yet you went and held on to all your hate all this time and used that to get in the way of my wedding to him. You are nothing more than a monster now. I hope nobody ever calls you human ever again. Ugh. I see, Kay. I see. So in your mind, you haven't done anything wrong all this time? And that's why even now, years after what you did to me then, you still haven't said any form of an apology. I have nothing to apologize about, so why would I? Anyway, pay me that money. If you don't, I'm going to keep raising the amount of money I want from you. I will not let you get away unpunished after what you did to me and my wedding. You will not be able to run from me now. You're the one who won't be left unpunished this time, Kay. You went and made a name for yourself now in my family by making fun of one of my own. What? I haven't made fun of anyone. When have I ever said anything about Mom or Dad that would be getting you so pissed off now? I've already been mistreated by the three of you and then stabbed in the back when I found someone I loved. There is only one person in my whole life so far who has not treated me like garbage, who is my family, and that's my husband. He is everything to me now, and I don't need anyone else. To me, my family is just him and I. They all aren't family to me, and they never will be. That includes you. To me, you are nothing more than a complete stranger. You are about to get the full wrath of my pent-up anger now that you've gone and hurt my husband like that, you frickin' bitch. Jesus, why would you ever say that? I guess your character has only gotten worse all these years. Do you want to know why I never took you and my ex to court after you guys started having relations? Because I didn't want anything to do with you guys anymore. Also, it was because of you that I was able to find my husband, even if I don't want to accept that. So I thought to myself that as long as I was far away from you and had a life that I could enjoy, I would never have to go back and punish you for what you did to me. But now I can see that there's no point in holding back anymore. Screw being mature about things now. All I want to do is send you and that bastard husband of yours to hell. How dare you talk to me like that when I'm your younger sister? I'm the one who's actually living a decent life and not one filled with things like stupidity and ugliness. You're just jealous of me because you never had a way of giving a wedding, and that's what's led you here. You really think that a CEO and his wife wouldn't be able to hold a wedding after getting married? What? You were able to get my new phone number and everything from the family, but you never asked about where I'm currently living, huh? Right now, my husband and I live in a penthouse. It has windows wrapping around 3/4 of the penthouse, and we can see everything from the city center to the ocean from here. And the biggest seller for this place is the view of the sunset in the evening. That's the kind of life we're getting to live right now, so I wouldn't call us poor or stupid by any means. Huh? Are you completely out of your mind now? You can't be that delusional already, can you? I'll send you some pictures from inside here right now as proof, so please take a close look at all of them. You're lying, right? How can someone like you be able to live in a place like that? Had you never gone and stolen my fiancé from me back then, I would have never had a chance at this kind of lifestyle. I am thankful for that one and only thing, Kay. So thank you. I've been able to find the man of my dreams who I love more than anything else in this world, and have been given a life where I am very well off. Honestly, this is the happiest I've ever been. Your husband, who you just got married to, unfortunately doesn't make the kind of money my husband does. And so you'll never have a shot at a life like mine. What the hell? You are the lowlife. You shouldn't be able to or allowed to have a better life than mine. Natalie! So it really turned out that you have a lot of money, right? That means you can pay for my whole wedding now. It's all because of you that I ended up having a terrible wedding, so you should be fine paying up, right? You already get to live in such a magnificent penthouse out there, so this won't be a problem for you, right? Have you ever looked up the definition of a settlement before? I've already told you I'm not handing any money over to you. Come on. How much longer are you going to do this with me? You are too old now to not be learning your lesson here, so just take responsibility for what you've done and pay up. I'm not sure what all I need to be learning my lesson for and what responsibility I have with you. But I guess I'll hear you out this time since you don't seem to be giving up. Well. So you do know how to behave like an adult. I understand that as an adult, we all have to be responsible for the things we've done and must learn from them so that we never misbehave again. That's why I'm going to make sure you pay up just as much as I'll have to. What? What do you mean by that? Hey, wait a minute, Natalie. What have you done? I just got an envelope in the mail that says I'm being asked to pay a settlement, and it's been sent to me from a legal firm. You happened to be the smart one between the both of us, so you shouldn't need me to explain anything to you as long as you read everything on those documents. That's not what I'm talking about. Why now of all times are you choosing to get this money from me? It doesn't matter what time I chose to ask for a settlement from you. And like I was saying before, I originally wasn't even going to. But then you came back and asked me to come to your wedding, and then got upset with me for not showing up, of course. That all triggered my anger for you again, and so I decided I had no other choice but to do this since you had still not learned a thing. Did you really think you could make it through your whole life without having to take responsibility for having a secret relationship with my fiancé and then stealing him? Are you that much of a dunce? Huh? Don't you dare start calling me the idiot here. You're the one who's pretty much mentally disabled. No point in starting to yell at me again. This is what you get for thinking you were so special and that no one would dare punish you for doing the unthinkable. I'm sure this is all just a fake anyway. What? There's no way someone could actually ask for this kind of money in a settlement, right? This is all a fake, and you're just trying to scam me. Too bad I'm smarter than that. If I were on the same level as you, sure, I would have probably fallen for this, but I'm not. So I'm not being fooled. Is that right? Well, go ahead and keep believing that then. I'd much rather you wait and see what happens when you leave a legal settlement unpaid. Natalie! Why did you send all these papers to my office now as well? And why to my husband's place of work as well? Because of that, some of my coworkers and my boss have found out. It didn't look as though you were going to pay me after I had my lawyer send the papers to your house. So I asked my lawyer to start sending them to your work, as well as to your husband's work. Because of you, my husband is being transferred out of the head office, though. And as for myself, everyone is laughing at me now about how I had to steal my own sister's fiancé in order to get married. And others are talking trash about me in their cubicles. This is the worst outcome. You are practically harassing me now. And all of these things have been done to me before, by you. What? Ah, but you weren't as secretive about all of it, were you? Always coming to me at home and making fun of the grades I had in school, calling me stupid for them. And other times telling me you guys didn't need a brainless freak around and hitting me upside the head for it. And at school, you would walk up to my friends and I, telling them how ugly I was and saying I only made things worse by wearing skirts and things like that. Every time you would do any of those things to me, you would laugh about it with the loudest laugh possible while pointing your finger. Then, when things started to get boring for you, you took things to the next level and would ruin my clothes that I had for school. And even take my stationery things and flush them down the school toilets. And that was... That was all because of you being such a stupid loser. I may not have done as well on things like tests and exams, but when it came to my actual GPA, I was better than you. Sorry that I ended up having something called test anxiety, which led to me failing things like my SAT, but I was still able to get into a good college after. It happened to be the same exact college that your husband went to. So if you're going to call me stupid because of it, then he must be just as stupid. All you really had was a decent history in high school, yet you seem to think that's all that mattered. I can't believe someone who graduated from that medical school is being forced to transfer out of his office now. No way. What are we supposed to do here? I won't be able to pay you that settlement I've been asked for. And my salary is going to go down now after what my boss found out, so I won't even be able to live the life I've had. Why, Natalie? Why are you being such a bitch to your little sister? Hey, would you stop acting like such a victim all the time? And like I said before, I cut ties to you long ago, but just kept forgetting to block your number. What? I've never thought of you as my little sister for as long as I can remember. Maybe you shouldn't have been acting so ignorant by thinking I'd still want to be your sister after what you did. I thought that since you and I hadn't talked in years, you would have understood that I don't want you in my life anymore. I even told Mom and Dad that I don't want anything to do with you guys anymore. What? So you're really cutting ties to everyone? Why? Why? Because I can't stand to think about you guys being a part of my life anymore, and I'm at my limits with everyone. I told them both I won't be going to their funerals and that I don't want anything from them after they die. Although everything was probably going to you anyway. Neither Mom nor Dad have ever thought of me as their daughter, so what's the difference between what I'm doing now and what was going on before? This is why I had said my family is only my husband and that I don't have any little sister. You already showed me that you didn't want to be my little sister anymore when you stole my fiancé from me. But after what you tried this time, I'm going to make you and that cheating bastard pay, literally and metaphorically. No way this is happening. I don't want to fall even lower than my mentally challenged sister. I am not going to pay you anything. Natalie, why are you ignoring me now? You haven't been answering any of my phone calls now. I have been calling you again and again and again, trying to get you to answer, yet you're still not going to pick up? I'm going to keep trying.
Please excuse me. This is Natalie's husband. Natalie has told me she will no longer talk with you anymore, so I'm having to converse with your kind now. So here I go with what I have to say to you. You have been very rude thus far with all the phone calls you've made.
Oh, you're her husband. And get my sister to listen to me already. Right now, she's trying to get me to pay her money for no good reason at all. You, though, you're just as stupid and useless as she is, aren't you? Since you were willing to marry that ugly heap of garbage. But I know you're making far more money than her right now, right? Well, right now, your wife is becoming far too greedy, all because you probably won't let her use any of your money, and now she's targeting me. Go and put a leash on your bitch right now.
And why do I have to listen to you say things like that about me, when I don't even know you that well? Also, the only dog I know of who currently needs to be put on a leash is you.
Huh? Who the hell do you think you are?
Likewise. I can't believe that I'm thankful for a creature like you. Because of what you've done, I was able to go out with Natalie and then marry her. But I've lost that appreciation for you, quite literally this time, and will not allow you to act out of line anymore. You've already gone and tortured my wife enough. And even though you're being punished for it all now, you're still not able to learn a dang thing.
You are seriously making me piss my pants laughing right now. I never thought that the loser my sister chose to marry would be this sad. Stop thinking that you can be a victim now. And I'm not the one who needs to learn anything from this.
You have no right saying that after you went and stole my wife's fiancé and then invited her years later to the wedding of you both.
The only reason my sister had her fiancé stolen from her is because she is the least sexiest woman on the planet. That's what happens when you're born with the qualities of a monkey. The fact that you can't even see and understand that really makes me accept why you were able to marry such an idiot like her.
I can see now why Natalie has had so much trouble with you. You can't listen to anything that's said to you, instead just changing things so that they make you look more and more good. How is she even able to talk with you in the first place?
Huh? You? Are you making fun of me now? You're the idiot.
My name is Martin Conroy.
And who the hell frickin' cares? You are worth so little to this world that you shouldn't even have a name.
I would have thought you would at least know what the name of your employer is.
What?
Currently, you are working for Conroy Group, right? And yet you have no idea who your CEO is. Going to have an emergency meeting with the board to discuss new forms of training for everyone I've employed.
What? Wait a sec. What are you talking about? You're not some CEO.
I'm pretty sure my wife has already told you about how I'm currently a CEO, correct? And just a second ago, you were going off on your employer, your CEO. You know what has to happen to you now, don't you?
What? Don't even try threatening me now. Show me the evidence right now that you're actually my CEO.
If you'd like some evidence, allow me to tell you your current sales for this quarter. That is something no one else in the company besides myself, the board, and you are able to know right now. I'll make sure to delete the message after I show you your numbers. But once you've seen them, you should trust my words, right?
What? No, there's no way. You're actually my CEO?
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me whether you believe my word or not, because you'll come to realize the truth when you are no longer allowed into the office building anymore. You've really gone and done it now, Kay. You not only tortured my wife for years and years, but now you sit there trying to fight with me, your own CEO. From what I've seen today, you are not fit to be working for my company, as you are a major vulnerability to us. I'll make sure the head of HR is aware of this before I take action. He has to be aware that there is someone so immature within our company that they could lead to our downfall if not taken care of now.
Wait a second. What? Are you really my CEO? I'm so sorry. I never actually thought that you could be my CEO of all people. What the heck? My sister really needs to get herself together. Why didn't she tell me more about my brother-in-law sooner? So sorry for the misunderstanding. As a way of saying I'm sorry, would you allow me to take you out for dinner?
No. I no longer have time to waste talking with you. And I don't have the stomach to tolerate your filth anymore. Just because you didn't know who I was doesn't mean you can just say whatever you want about me. You are way too old now to even be thinking something like that, which has led me to think maybe you are hindered mentally in some way. My company does try to be all-inclusive when it comes to who we hire, but when it's someone who cannot be trusted with the job itself, we have to say no. You're fired.
No way! I already have to worry about a settlement, so there's no way you can actually fire me.
You think that being fired is all that's in store for you?
What?
You're not just being fired, but also you'll be taken to court for trying to defame my company and I. The same thing stands with Natalie, as she is my wife. Consider this the end of your life on this earth. I hope you enjoy paying for all your sins.
No, there's no way. I can't. If I have to pay even more money in settlements, I really will not be able to go on living. Help me, please. You're my older brother, right?
Maybe you have a developmental disorder. I'd say once all of this has been settled, go and have a doctor look at you. I'm sure once they are able to diagnose your problem, it will be a lot more easy for you to excuse all that BS you keep spewing. Now you get the hell out of my life, get the hell out of my wife's life, and go burn in hell or something. She has had enough of your crap finally, and I'm in that same boat too.
No, no! Oh, please forgive me this time. Please, Martin. Listen to this, Martin. I was finally able to get my settlement from her today.
Is that right? Congratulations, Natalie.
I'm sure glad all of that is pretty much over with now, but man, was this a long battle for me. And I'm really sorry that you ended up having to get involved in everything. This was something I should have dealt with alone.
You never got me involved in anything, since it was both of our problem to begin with. So I took responsibility for part of it, and made sure that monster paid for the things she did to you. Also, Natalie, I understand never wanting to get other people involved in your matters, especially when you love them. But I am your husband, which means you need to come to me with all your problems, and ask me for help if you need it. That's what I want from you, and that's what I expect.
I guess you're right. All right, thank you, Martin.
You are welcome. Now, since all of this has happened now, we don't really have to worry about your family anymore. So what do you say we finally have that wedding?
What?
Ever since you left them all, we haven't done anything at all outside of our secret life together. And since you've cut ties to everyone in your family, who cares if they learn I'm a CEO? Kay already found out, so...
Well, no, I want to have that wedding, actually. It's just, I really don't know how to express that I have no family after I left mine.
Well then let's make a family of our own at the wedding. You don't need to have a mom or a dad or siblings there to have a good wedding, as long as the partner you love is with you.
That's right.
I know. So let's take our time and find the perfect place for this wedding.
After everyone around Kay and her husband started to find out that they got married the way they did, after cheating on me and then leaving me behind, they made a break for it to try and get away. Of course, her husband couldn't escape getting transferred, and Kay couldn't dodge the fact that she'd get fired. They had to move across the US in the transfer and are now both living in a really crappy apartment in LA because they can't really afford any of the housing where the office is located. With Kay being jobless and her husband not making as much anymore, they get into fights on the daily about money and their life choices, to the point they've started to have affairs of their own now. All of this was told to me as secondhand information from one of my old friends who also happens to be a friend of my sister, so who knows if it's all correct or not. But the last thing I was told about their lives over in LA is that they both found out one another had started to cheat, but couldn't get a divorce because without each other, they could not support themselves. Kay needed her husband's money in order to be fed, and her husband needed her in order to have someone home cooking. And they both knew they couldn't rely on their secret partners after a divorce because they were also married, so the choice was made to continue having the affairs and just living with it. But that would all change when one day Kay found out she was pregnant and ended up in the hospital due to her husband trying to kill her. She was in the ICU the last time she was able to text her friend anything, and her friend is not too sure what happened to her after that because she's been quiet ever since. As for myself and Martin, we went and finally gave our wedding to all our closest friends and my husband's family, and from there went and started trying for a baby. It had taken us a few months of trying, and while we were at it, I chose to leave my job in order to focus solely on being home and relaxing after the mess I had been through. And what do you know? It really did help to completely remove most of that stress from my life. As only a few weeks after leaving, I was tested positive. At this point in time, I'm on my 3rd month of being pregnant, but I do have my worries now about becoming a mother. I don't want to end up becoming the same woman my mom was to me, but I'm not sure how to avoid all of that. And there are also the worries about what could happen if I have more kids and they'll treat one another like Kay treated me. But I know deep down that as long as I have my husband with me, myself and the kids we may have will be in good hands. That's what I believe, and so far Martin has given me every reason to believe so.
Hi, Miss Watson. I just wanted to message you to say thank you very much for this truly auspicious event. I look forward to having your continued support in this.
Hello there, Dan. I know that you're the director, but there's no need for such formal greetings anymore. But I wanted to thank you as well, especially for your support. It's okay for you to call me Charlotte. Don't worry about my last name anymore. I hope that it's okay to address you by your first name. Is that all right?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. I was just wanting to be more polite, that's all. But I'm afraid it might be weird to be so casual in front of other people.
Oh, please, we're about to become relatives soon, are we not? I would love for us to all get along and build a great relationship.
Ah, well, thank you for your kind words. I suppose I will just call you Charlotte from now on. It's nice being more on a first-name basis. It's so strange, but it makes me happy that we can be like this. So we're having dinner this weekend, and I've made a reservation at a restaurant that I'd like to go to with my family. Does 7 o'clock work for you?
Oh, going out for dinner? Is this where I'll be meeting all of the family for the first time? Yes, 7 works fine for me.
Okay, that's great. I'll make sure to tell Ryan about it as well, so that he'll be there on time. Hopefully, he should be flexible with that time. Okay, he just got back to me, and I confirmed everything with him. He said there's no problem with 7 o'clock for dinner.
Okay, great. So it's all sorted then. I guess that I'll see all of you at 7 o'clock for dinner. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and getting to know them. Oh, but I do have one request, if that's okay to ask. I'm just wondering about something. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little anxious about this meeting. I know it's important.
Yes, of course, Charlotte. You can tell me anything, and I'll try my best to listen and see what I can do to help. But you do know that you can come to me for anything, okay?
Well, that's very kind of you, Dan. Does your wife know about the position that I'm in? Have you mentioned anything to her about me?
Oh, my wife? No. I've not gone into much detail about you with her. We haven't had many chances to talk lately. She's been acting a bit rude, and it doesn't make me want to have many conversations with her at all. I think that it's best for others to get to know you themselves instead of hearing things from people other than the person they're mentioning.
I see what you mean. I completely agree with that, Dan. Thank you for not saying anything. But I would like you to not tell your wife anything about me, okay? If they know about the information that you give her in advance, I'll have to be more careful with what I say, or she'll start judging me really quickly. I just want to build a good relationship with the mother of the groom. She'll soon be my mother-in-law, and I don't want to get on her bad side. When I talk to her, I plan to talk about the company, and then I'm more in control of what's being said. Is this all okay with you? I didn't mean to spring this on you too much.
No, of course. You're fine. I'll let you do the talking for yourself, and I'll make sure that everyone is on their best behavior for the dinner. I'm sorry for putting too much attention on you. I just wanted everyone to have a good time whilst they are getting to know you.
I get what you mean, but I just wanted to keep more of a low profile, so please don't worry too much about this. Just please don't tell your wife anything. That would be great. But I'm looking forward to meeting her and having a nice dinner as a family. It'll be really fun. I hope that we can have a good time together while eating some really nice food.
Me too. I hope we'll have a lot of fun getting to know one another and talk about our lives and our careers. I'll tell my daughter not to worry.
I feel less worried about it now than before I told you, so thank you. We're going to become a family after all, so it's best to keep the communication open. I'll see you at the dinner. Good evening. It's very nice to talk with you today. I'm Gwyneth. I'm Whitney's mom. I just got your number now and wanted to message you in advance. Oh, you're Whitney's mom? Oh, it's very nice to talk with you too. I'm Ryan's mom, Charlotte, and I'm looking forward to meeting you and joining our families together. So I was asking Whitney a bit about your family. I just felt it was better to talk to you about this in advance rather than at the dinner table. I actually got your contact information through your son, Ryan, and it's paramount that we talk about this right now. Oh, okay. What is it that you wanted to talk about, Gwyneth? Are you sure it can't wait until the dinner? Must this be discussed over the phone like this? So I had no idea that Ryan was raised in a single-parent household, that he was raised by only you. Were you trying to hide that little piece of information about you? Huh? What do you mean? Why are you even talking about this? How is this something that you needed to know? Well, your son has never mentioned anything up until now about his upbringing. I just got the impression that he's ashamed. He was obviously hiding it. But to be honest, I was actually shocked to find out he came from a single-mother household. I never would have guessed that about him at all. Sorry, I just don't understand why you brought this up, Gwyneth. Why are we having this conversation? It's not very good to talk about this through messaging. I guess it's kind of hard to believe that Ryan would hide the fact that he was only brought up by me, but I didn't think that many people cared about that. Whitney knew about this information, and she's also met just me, so she knows everything about the family situation. So are you telling me that Whitney knows everything that she needs to know about your family? Is that what you're trying to say? I know that she knew about this. I don't see how my son has done anything bad by not telling you every single thing about him yet. Look, I'm sorry, I might not be understanding or something, but what is your point in this conversation exactly, Gwyneth? If I actually knew that your son was from a single-parent household, I would have told him that he couldn't marry my daughter. I would have never permitted it. I'm sorry, but what did you just say to me? Are you telling me that Ryan wouldn't have been allowed to marry Whitney because he was raised by only one parent? I know that Ryan works for a really well-established company, and I've heard that he's gotten a good education as well. So I just thought that his parents are good people that put a lot of effort into getting a good education and being successful in life. Oh, is that what he told you? My son is definitely one to brag about his success, which is fine. He's done well in life. Yes, but I never expected that he was brought up by a single mother. It just doesn't make that much sense to me. Single mothers just sit at the bottom of society, you know. Excuse me? What did you just say to me? You think because I have no husband, I've got no choice but to sit at the bottom of society? Look, all I want to happen today is for you to cut ties with your son, Ryan. We can't have a single mother associated with our family. If you do this, we'll allow him to marry Whitney. Then everyone's problems will be solved. Your son will be happier without his single mother. I really don't understand where you're coming from at all, Gwyneth. This is insane. You really think that single parents sit at the bottom of society? Isn't that what I've been trying to tell you throughout this entire conversation? I can't believe that he came from a poor single-parent family. I can't believe that he kept a secret like this until the moment we all decided to meet up with one another and for him to marry my daughter. I feel like I can't trust anyone anymore. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't have been kept in the dark about this. It's very important that we understand everything about you. You can't just assume that a single-parent household is sitting at the bottom of society. It makes it sound like we've been in poverty his entire life. I don't understand why Ryan would hide this kind of detail about his family, but it's just a misunderstanding, okay? Hey, I never misunderstood anything, all right? Unfortunately, everything has been set up for tomorrow, but it should be okay if you cancel your reservation, right? Aside from that, I don't really have anything else to talk about with a woman who sits at the bottom of society with the rest of the single mothers. Please, take it easy, Gwyneth. You really know nothing about me, so you need to stop assuming things this instant. I was looking forward to tomorrow. It's an important opportunity to get to know each other as a family. It would be terrible if I was made to cancel all because of a misunderstanding, right? Charlotte, I don't get what you're talking about because there are no misunderstandings here. You're a single mother, are you not? I've got no desire to be associated with a poor woman like you. It's just not a good look. If you don't cut ties with Ryan, then I've got no choice but to reconsider this marriage. I'm planning to tell Whitney what's going to happen if you don't do this. We don't want you involved with this family. No, there's definitely a misunderstanding because you understand who I am as a person. To be honest with you, I'm not poor. Look, how about we just talk about each other's background tomorrow at the dinner? Like I said before, it's a great chance to get to know each other. I do apologize that it's come to this, but you really need to stop making these assumptions about me, okay? Wouldn't it be better to meet and talk this out first than do this over messaging? We'll be digging holes deeper and deeper if we keep messaging like this. Well, by the looks of it, I guess you're not going to cancel your reservation at our table tomorrow. You're going to end up regretting this decision. Tomorrow, you'll be in an upper-class restaurant, so you, a poor woman, will be so happy, won't you? I bet you've got nothing nice to wear either. I don't think I'll be acting the way you assume I will, but thanks for the advice you're giving. I'll also be a little more careful with what I choose to wear. Well, the better thing to do would be to not come to the dinner tomorrow, okay? I've given you a lot of advice, so you need to take it seriously. And again, I thank you for that, but this is all for my son, and I'll put him first in this. I've got no plans to cancel. I'll see you tomorrow at the dinner, Gwyneth. Okay, you've made your point in this. You should have taken my advice. You need to go home early. Don't even think about showing your face in front of my family again. Wow, I am stunned by your reaction, Gwyneth. I thought that you were a grown woman who knew how to treat people better. I never expected that Whitney's mother would be so arrogant. How could you be like that in front of so many people? It's crazy. Are you serious with that line, Charlotte? A poor woman's words like that don't even hurt me. At least I'm not a single mother like you. Hey, I had to hold myself back since we were all greeting each other for the first time before my son gets married to your daughter. I've hit the limit of my patience, so of course I'm going home. Please give my regards to your husband, Dan. My husband will be coming to the restaurant sometime soon, but I'll have dinner with my family and we will then leave. I bet that you really wanted to eat at a really high-class restaurant. You know, I really wish you could have eaten that food that was specially prepared for you. When it comes to cooking, do you even call them dishes? What makes you think that I don't know anything about food? Well, I know that being in a restaurant like this is such a treat for you. Since you're a poor person, you should eat as much as you can. I really didn't expect my son's own mother-in-law would look down on his mother so much. To be honest, I am shocked that a mother has this sort of attitude. Would you please hold back on making me cut ties with my son? It's a horrible idea. What if I were to make a complaint about you? Yeah, sure you will. If you were to come back inside now, I'll feed you some food, okay? But I did say yesterday you'll regret it if you do anything. Wow. You look down on me and then you're overjoyed at the fact that I walked out of the restaurant? You're the one who's going to regret the joy you have. I hate to break it to you, but you'll see what hell feels like soon enough, Gwyneth. You'll be the one regretting all the actions you took. Karma works in mysterious ways, you know? What the heck? What the hell are you even talking about? Do you really think over-exaggerating is going to do anything to me? If you wanted to eat with me that much, you should have come back here and sat at the table. Let the two families meet and we can enjoy dinner at a 5-star restaurant. Ah, if only you weren't a poor single parent and thinks that one dish is a whole meal. All right, that's it. I've had enough of this. I feel uncomfortable being in this conversation, so if you'll excuse me, I'll leave. It seems like my son will be going home with you today, so I'll leave you all to it. I'll just try and take my mind off of this. This is too much for me right now. I don't need this.
Gwyneth, you need to listen to what I'm about to say to you. What did you say to that person?
Huh? What on earth are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. You need to give me a bit more of an explanation.
I was late for a meeting because I ran into Ryan and he talked to me. Did his mother already leave to go home? I heard that you only had her there so that you could target her with your terrible attitude. Don't you think you're mistaken? Are you kidding me with this crap, Gwyneth?
Oh, you met up with Ryan? Oh, that's nice, dear. That's right. I guess I did kind of target her. You know full right that a woman at the bottom of society is not suitable for being in this family. So I told her nice and politely to not show up to the dinner and to just go home. What's so wrong with that? We don't need her kind around here.
Are you kidding me, Gwyneth? Would you cut the crap? Why do you always have to start drama? This is why I never tell you anything.
Excuse me, you can't just talk to me like this, Dan. What on earth are you talking about anyways? Why don't you tell me things?
Because you always read things the wrong way. Don't you understand what you did? That person you pushed away is the president of my company.
Huh? What person? Who is the president of the company? What are you talking about, Dan? Dan, you're not making a lick of sense to me.
Ryan's mother, Charlotte, the one you've been treating so horribly, is the president of the company that I work for, President Watson. Can't you imagine all the blood rushing to my cheeks? I'm so embarrassed. Do you understand what you've done? She's my boss.
Whoa. Just rewind a little bit, okay? What are you saying? I've got no idea what's going on. I'm so confused, Dan. Are you saying that Charlotte is your boss? Not that miserable, poor, single mother. Oh, surely not. You must be mistaken.
You're seriously the scum of all humanity, Gwyneth. Why did you treat her this way just because she raised her son as a single mother? Her husband was actually the previous president of the company. Unfortunately, he passed away in a car accident over 10 years ago.
Oh God, are you being serious? Look, I had no idea that any of that happened to her and that her husband was the last president of your company.
I was the one that asked her son to marry our daughter in the first place. I feel like that's a pretty coherent conversation, Gwyneth. I was so happy that our children decided to get married to each other. Originally, I was the one asking Charlotte to set up as a couple.
What the heck are you saying? Why didn't you tell me such an important matter? You should have kept me in the loop so none of this would have happened. I had no idea of this at all. I had no idea that Charlotte was the president of the company. It was hard to imagine her as a president. What's so bad about me acting like I did?
President Watson didn't want people to pay too much attention to her high-level position. I didn't say anything because I wanted you to get to know each other. Not as career people, but as family. The way we should have done it, I really thought that you had more manners than what you showed, but I was wrong. I really never expected anything like this to happen. This is all your fault, you stupid woman. How could you treat her like that?
Okay, just hold on a minute. Whitney just left. Where the heck is she going? Oh, for goodness sake, if things continue like this, I'll be all alone in this restaurant. It's going to be so awkward sitting at this huge table. This was not supposed to happen. This is that woman's fault. She should have just been truthful about herself. Can you please hurry up and get here, Dan? Let's just discuss things and think about all of this together.
No way. I am coming over there just so you won't be alone at a table. It's completely impossible to reason with you, Gwyneth.
What did you just say to me? What's so impossible about talking to me? All you had to do was tell me the truth.
I never told you anything because you're always so quick to judge people before you get to know them. I can't even look at your face right now. You need to leave the restaurant right now. Even if I go and apologize to President Watson, it doesn't change what you said and did to her. For now, the reservation will only be for Ryan and Whitney. It wouldn't be good if you were still hanging around and ruining the mood. So get out! You've caused enough trouble for one day and for a lifetime, to be honest. How dare you treat a widow so badly? She never asked for this single mother life. How dare you be so rude?
Wait, Dan. Oh, don't you think you're being too harsh right now? Wait, sweetheart, please. Where are you right now? Please talk to me. Hello, Charlotte. Are you there? I really do apologize for messaging so late at night. Do you have time to talk by any chance right now? What do you want to say to me this time, Gwyneth? What could you possibly say so that it seems like you're looking down on me? I've got absolutely nothing at all to say to you anymore. I'm done listening to all the nonsense you say. You've said and done enough. Are you just trying to dish out more crap to make me feel bad? Oh, please don't say that. It's imperative that I talk to you right now. I've come here to apologize, but also to say that isn't it terrible that we couldn't participate in the dinner tonight? I had no idea that you were the president of a company. I really did act a little rude tonight, and I shouldn't have. It was not good. If I had known that you were the president of my husband's company, I wouldn't have behaved the way that I did. Well, what you said to me told me all there is to know about you, Gwyneth. I know enough now about you and what judgments I need to make. Huh? What is that supposed to mean? Charlotte, I just admitted that if I'd known more about you, I wouldn't have acted like that. You know, Dan, my managing director, had something to say about your attitude. I can't trust people who turn their backs on me. He was right in not saying anything to you. The words you said and the way you behaved to me yesterday and today was enough for me to see. I've got no desire to become relatives with you. Okay, I understand why you would say that to me, but you calling off our children's marriage just because you don't like me is a bit far, isn't it? There's no way that I could possibly cancel their marriage when they go quite well together. I'm not that much of a self-centered person. Huh? Oh, what you're saying makes no sense then. We'll probably be relatives if this marriage still goes on, right? I'm Whitney's mom and you're Ryan's mom. Well, I guess it was a good idea to have had you join us at the restaurant. I just wish I knew more about you, but I don't know why you got me kicked out, though. I guess you've misunderstood the situation once again, Gwyneth. I wasn't the one who kicked you out. You were kicked out by your husband, Dan. It seems like Whitney and Dan have grown really fond of me and didn't want me to be interrogated and berated by you. Huh? What do you mean that they've grown fond of you? What have you done for my husband and daughter to make them like you so much? You know why they like me, even if I don't have to tell you all the details. Your husband must have told you this himself, right? I don't get what you're talking about, Charlotte. I was told that he would get a divorce from me and that I would have to leave the house. I'm just feeling so emotional right now. I just can't think straight. There's no way that he's being serious, right? Oh, this can't be happening to me. Well, that's not something that I know about, Gwyneth. That's your own business that you have to deal with because of what you did. Your actions angered our managing director, who is normally really calm when issues arise. I guess this won't ever end for him unless he does something about it. Well, it sounds like now you'll have nothing to do with Whitney anymore, so there's not much reason to refuse their marriage, right? What do you mean by that? Are you telling me that Whitney and you will no longer be a part of my family anymore? How can you possibly do this? Don't you think you're taking this a little bit too far, Charlotte? You do realize that she's my daughter, right? You can't make her leave me. I'm not making her or your husband do anything they don't want to do. Your actions have embarrassed her and Dan, and they just don't want you around anymore. We're going to let your family decide what they're going to do about this mess of a situation. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me if you get divorced. Or that they're cutting ties with you. Even if those things don't happen, I'm sure they'll still decide to not hang around a family member like you anymore. What? How dare you say something like that to me? My own family can't do this to me. I've come here to apologize, and this is what I get in return? I want Ryan to be happy, and he's very happy with Whitney. She's a good girl, and she doesn't have any of your horrible traits. That's why I'm agreeing to them getting married. I want what is best for them. You obviously care more about status than anything else. With or without knowing my circumstances, you still made assumptions about me and decided to make me go away just because I'm a single mother. I lost my husband. I wasn't a single mother by choice. I can't forgive you for treating me like a poor person when I'm not. You shouldn't be treating anyone like that at all. Don't you think it's natural for me to have this sort of response? That I don't want you involved with this family after what you said? Please don't do this to me. Please just ignore what I said and did earlier on. I've been reflecting on what I did, and I was definitely going a bit insane. I just automatically thought that single mothers are generally poor because their husbands leave them with nothing. I didn't know you lost yours. But now I understand what's going on here. Look, Charlotte, I'm really sorry for what I did, and I'll never do it again. Could you please mediate between me and my husband? He's not listening to me, and he won't return any of my calls. Since you're his boss, I'm sure he'll listen to you, and he'll do what you say. Wait, what? Why are you getting me involved for? Why should I have to do it? Your marriage and the relationship you have with your daughter is none of my business. I'm not some witch who can magically fix your problems. My husband is really angry with me because I made you angry when I didn't mean to. I had no idea of your situation. This will all be resolved if you just tell Dan that you don't care and that we can all start over and just try and build a family together. Don't destroy my marriage. Gwyneth, you've brought this on yourself. You're destroying your own marriage, not me. Stop blaming me for everything that goes wrong in your life. I've got no idea where you're coming from with this at all, but I've had enough of it. You've completely betrayed your husband's trust in not making judgments. We're all simply rejoicing in the fact that the children are going to marry each other. I've arranged another meeting with us excluding you. I feel so sorry for Dan that it had to come to this, but you just ruined everything and, well, you've got to pay for it now. Please, just do something to help me. What will happen if I get divorced? If that happens, I've got nowhere else to go. I'll be homeless. And that's not all. Whitney's also mad at me, right? Oh, please, just help me out. Don't mess up my family any more than it already is. I'm really over this entire conversation, so if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to. But aren't you glad this happened, Gwyneth? At least now you'll find out how a poor person feels, right? Please eat some rice before you get kicked out of your house. With that, I say goodbye to you, you horrible woman. Stop judging a book by its cover. Get to know people first. You know what? I don't think I ever want to step foot into another 5-star restaurant ever again because of you. You've put me off so much. In the end, Charlotte ignored Gwyneth for the rest of the night. Gwyneth tried to apologize to her over and over again, but it wasn't going to be enough. She tried to flatter Charlotte, but she was not paying her any attention. And of course, Whitney and Gwyneth's husband Dan also cut her out of their lives. Once they held another meeting without Gwyneth present, the meeting continued without her being there. They communicate way better without her around. It sounds like Whitney and Ryan had an amazing wedding celebration and are happily married now. Gwyneth was not invited even though she was the mother of the bride. She wasn't even allowed to come into the wedding venue at all. It's ironic how she couldn't attend, but it's the result of her own actions. There's no way that anyone would sympathize with Gwyneth on this. She brought it on herself. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, I don't feel so good, so I can't prepare dinner tonight. I don't think I should go to the family gathering tomorrow either.
What? Are you serious? I don't want to hear anything about a fake sickness. If there's no dinner tonight, then I'm staying at a hotel. See you there tomorrow.
Wait, meet you there? Do I need to drive? I'm really sick.
Of course, I'm not gonna pick you up.
Why are you so mean?
Because you're just faking it. You just don't want to go and meet my family, right?
I seriously feel like I've got a fever. If I have some type of virus, I might spread it to your family.
You really don't want to go, huh?
Why don't you understand me?
Okay, I'll pick you up in the morning then.
Is there a reason why you want me to go there so bad?
I want you to do all the household chores at my parents' house.
What? I didn't get married to be the housekeeper for your parents' house. I'm actually an office worker. Did you forget that?
You should before I get pissed off. Anyway, be ready when I pick you up tomorrow.
Can you think about my health, though?
I don't want to hear any excuses, so be ready tomorrow, okay?
Okay then. Seems like you don't care about me. A few minutes later.
Hi, Liz. How is everything?
Rob, how are you? I'm doing okay.
I'm doing okay also. How's your husband?
Oh, about him. By the way, you're a divorce attorney, right?
Yes, I am. Did something happen?
Yup. I might ask you something, so if I do, can you take care of it?
Of course. You're my friend from college. If you need anything, reach out to me anytime, okay? You always don't reply on someone, so...
Thank you. I'm okay for now, but if I need help, I will let you know. I've been trying to deal with this myself, but I thought I'd rather talk to a pro about this.
Yeah, I understand. Do you want to meet up next week?
That would be great. I appreciate it. The next day. Sorry for sending you a text so early in the morning, but I really need your help. It's urgent.
What happened?
I'm at the hospital right now.
What? I'm gonna head there from now, okay? Can you tell me the name of the hospital?
Thanks, it's such and such hospital. About 10 minutes later.
Where the hell are you?
You punched me in the face, and I had to get taken to the hospital.
Please don't tell me that you're still there.
I am.
Ugh, stop being dramatic and come back here immediately.
Are you serious?
You're just making an excuse because you don't want my mom to treat you like crap, right?
Why don't you understand that I am sick and you also just punched me? You crossed the line.
Yeah, well, excuses. All you do is lie all the time. Listen, if you don't want to get punched in the face again, come back right now.
You are such an Okay, you know what? I'm not going back, and you piss me off. You better be prepared for what's coming to you. A few hours later.
Liz, why are the police at my house?
Because I was tired of your bullshit. You'd better be prepared to lose everything.
What do you mean, everything?
Remember my friend from college, who's a lawyer?
Oh, that douche who thinks that he's cool because he has a strong sense of justice?
He's much better than a scumbag like you. Anyways, I talked to him about everything, and he's pissed. So he quickly prepared a lawsuit. You'd better be ready.
Oh my god, I'm about to get arrested!
What? You're not arrested yet?
I was told to check on the situation first. My mom is getting arrested too? Are you serious? My family is giving me the cold shoulder because of you!
Well, of course. She saw everything, but acted like she saw nothing. Good luck getting questioned by the police. I'm pretty sure that they will know a lot of details about you. I'm not going to forgive you just because you're someone close. I'm going to charge you with assault, so be prepared.
What? Are you serious? We're husband and wife!
Oh, and we're also getting a divorce. It was such a mistake getting married to you in the first place. Do you finally know your place now? You're done. I should have dumped and divorced an asshole like you a long time ago.
Excuse me? What the hell did I do?
Well, I also knew that you were cheating.
What? Cheating?
So I'm going to make you pay for the alimony, the medical bill, and the compensation. You will get arrested, and I think your company will know about this.
Wait, hold up. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm telling you about what will happen to you. What's so confusing about it?
All I did was educate you.
Well, your way of educating me is unforgivable. What you did to me was a crime.
What do you want from me?
Nothing. I just want you to go to hell. Do you now realize how serious this is?
Liz, please calm down. Aren't you exaggerating about being carried to the hospital? I didn't mean to do that.
Well, it's a little too late. I think you're going to lose your position in the company, right?
That's gonna be a problem. Also, I never cheated on you, so why do I need to pay the alimony?
I have all the evidence I need, so you should stop lying. Anyways, I'm still divorcing you.
Divorce? I'm not divorcing you! Are you having fun making me suffer?
Suffer? I'm the one suffering because you hurt me. Plus, I have a fever. Well, I said everything from my side, so if you don't have anything to say, then bye.
Wait, let's talk and work this out together.
What the is wrong with you?
Excuse me?
There is no way I want to work this out with an asshole like you. Anyways, if you have any problems, contact the lawyer, aka my friend, and not me, okay?
Wait, I still love you though!
I don't. You should regret everything you've done to me. Don't ever contact me again. Do you hear me? After the incident. After the last chat, Derek got arrested with his mom and got questioned by the police. It was found out that he assaulted me multiple times in the past. He tried to make a settlement, but my friend declined. His mom knew about the assault, but decided to hide and lie about it, so she was charged with failure to report a crime, and when her husband found out, he ended up divorcing her, and all the relatives cut ties with both of them. Derek's company found out about everything he did, so he got demoted and transferred to a smaller company in the middle of nowhere, working his butt off to pay off the debt. This is his own fault, and I think he will have a terrible life. On the other hand, I thanked my friend and started a whole new life.
You get over here and clean my house already. Just how long are you planning to keep me waiting? The garbage can is starting to stink. It's absolutely disgusting. I can't believe I have such an ungrateful daughter-in-law, making her own mother live in such discomfort. Do you have any idea how unhappy this makes me? This is what I get after everything I've done for you?
Mom, we already talked about this. I told you I'm super busy this month. I really don't have time to come over and clean up. Can't you handle throwing out the trash yourself? I mean, it's your house, isn't it? It's only natural to do at least the basic chores in the place where you live. You could also work with Derek to divide up the cleaning task. He lives there too.
Excuse me, are you really expecting me and your brother to take on this responsibility? Are you really pushing this work onto us? You're forgetting something, young lady. This mess all started because you selfishly chose to leave. You just took off, no thought to how things would be for us, and now look at the situation we're in. And you think you don't have to take responsibility? Oh, wrong. This is all your job, so get it together and take care of it properly.
But why? Why is this still my job? I don't even live there with you anymore. I moved out, remember? Why would chores in your house still be my responsibility?
Oh, you don't get it, do you? What do you think I gave birth to you for? Honestly, a daughter who can't even do her own chores, who can't handle household duties, who thinks she can just up and leave whenever she wants. How selfish can you be? A girl like you, a daughter so disappointing. Do you know how much you're hurting your parents by acting this way?
Wait a minute. Weren't you the one who kept telling me to leave? All those years, you told me if I didn't like the way things were, I should just move out. Over and over, I heard the same thing. You made it sound like you wanted me out of the house, so I listened. I finally did what you said and moved out, but now you're calling me selfish? You're acting like I just left without reason. Honestly, I don't get it. What did you actually want from me?
Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. It's because you're a pathetic little nerd, isn't it? You spend all your time with those creepy comics and weird anime. Your brother, on the other hand, he's actually doing something with his life.
He's aiming to become a musician, working to improve himself every day. And what about you? Wasting time with that geeky stuff? It's creepy, and honestly, you should be embarrassed. Your brother Derek is popular and has friends. Meanwhile, you're just some gloomy, introverted loser.
And so what? Why does it matter what I like? I don't complain about the things you're interested in, so please stop judging me for what I enjoy. Manga and anime aren't to blame for anything. It's not like they're doing harm. In fact, they're valued worldwide. People from all over appreciate them. Honestly, you're not even in a position to dismiss things that are respected and enjoyed globally.
Oh, listen to you acting like you're so superior all of a sudden. Since when did you get such a big attitude? You're just a little girl who used to hide in her room all the time, shaking and scared. And now just because you moved out, you think you can talk down to me? Maybe you need another lesson. Maybe I should straighten out that arrogant personality of yours. Maybe I need to fix that twisted attitude right back into place.
You know what? I already understand that there's no point in having this conversation, Mom. I get it. We're just never going to see eye to eye. Talking to you is like talking to a wall. Anyway, you should handle your own chores in the house you live in. I'm seriously busy, and I can't keep running over there to help out every time you need something.
Oh, wow, look at her. You're so annoying. You're disgusting. How did I end up with such an ungrateful daughter? If I'd known my child would turn out like this, I wouldn't have even bothered having you. Look at Derek. He's paying $300 every month to help with the household expenses. He is a good son. Maybe you should try to learn from his example.
What? Are you serious right now? Fine, then I'll just stop sending you any money from now on.
Oh, listen to her. This is hilarious. Oh, you're so full of yourself, aren't you? Go ahead and stop if you think that's a smart move. Go ahead and see if I care.
Fine, consider it done. I'm done with this, and pretty soon you'll figure out which one of us has really been taking things for granted.
Oh, please, you're nothing but a weak, useless girl. You really think you're needed here? Nobody wants a daughter who can't even handle basic household chores. If you're so useless, then go ahead and just go find somewhere else to be pathetic.
That's fine, just pretend I'm gone. Don't contact me ever again. If that's what you think, then don't reach out.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm the one who should be saying that to you. I'm done with you. I'm cutting ties with you. You're a daughter with no use whatsoever. Nothing but a burden.
Fine, understood. Goodbye then.
Macy, you're amazing. I read it all. And wow, the reaction to this one is incredible, isn't it? I can just tell it's going to be a massive hit. I mean, how on earth are you able to craft a story with so much depth and detail? Honestly, it's astonishing.
Thank you, Nina. But there's no need to go overboard with the compliments.
But I mean every word of it. There's something in your works that sets them apart, you know? They always have this really profound, dark atmosphere, but that darkness feels so real. Like it's reflecting something that anyone could actually feel deep down. It's like you capture this raw emotional reality that people have a hard time putting into words themselves. There's this storm of empathy among readers right now. As for me personally, I just can't get enough of this story. Really, this is something only you could create, Macy.
No, please stop. I mean, it's really just me putting the darkness in my own heart into words, that's all. If people are connecting with it, then maybe that's a sign that everyone on some level has a little darkness that they carry around. But if you really relate to these kind of stories, doesn't that mean you've had some difficult experiences yourself?
Well, I wouldn't say I've been through anything that intense. But I think as we grow, we all encounter situations that make us feel things that stay with us as we live our lives. It's not like we always talk about it, but it's there. And that's why I think it's amazing that you can take that side of life, the part that we usually keep hidden, and lay it out so openly. I think you're amazing, Macy, really.
It makes me so happy to hear that. I've never really received this kind of recognition before, so I don't even know what to say. I'm honestly kind of overwhelmed.
You know, there's even a scene in this latest story that feels like it speaks to what you're saying. It's when the heroine, who's always felt invisible and unappreciated, creates this imaginary friend, a figure that stands by her no matter what. Gradually, her heart, which was so closed off from the world, begins to open as she sets out on this adventure with her friend. But then there's that twist where she realizes it wasn't imaginary, it was real. That moment was so powerful that I just couldn't stop crying.
Oh, that scene? I'm really glad that it struck a chord with you. I think people really do want someone like that in their lives. If you had even one person who would always be on your side, you could become so much stronger, don't you think?
Absolutely, I completely agree. That sense of connection and unwavering support, it's something that a lot of people really need. But the way you write her feelings, her actions, everything about each scene feels so vivid, almost raw. It's like it brings a level of reality that's just so rare. I think it's something only you could capture.
I think you're giving me too much credit.
What are you talking about? You should have more confidence in yourself. And while we're on the subject, can you stop being so formal with me? I may be younger than you, but come on. But I suppose that's also just part of what makes you so uniquely you.
Oh, right. You mentioned that before, didn't you? But even so, just because I'm older doesn't mean I want to act superior.
Well, then feel free to act a bit superior and share your wisdom. Tell me, what's your secret for writing these incredibly detailed and layered psychological portrayals? It's like you have a way of naturally drawing the reader into the emotions. When they read, they feel like they're standing right there with the heroine, feeling her anger or excitement. I'd love to know how you do that.
Well, I think the reason I'm able to write it is because the story is based on my own experiences.
Huh? What do you mean by that? I kind of figured that there might have been some personal experience involved, but...
That imaginary friend that the heroine creates was actually based on my father. He passed away when I was still a student. He was the only person in my family who really understood me. After he was gone, I felt completely alone. So I'd imagine what he might say to me, what kind of advice he'd give, or how he would protect me. That's what became the character in my story.
I didn't realize. I had no idea that character was based on a real person.
It's not something I wanted to make too serious. But I guess I wanted to create a world where everyone could have someone like that in their lives, even if it was just an idea. Wouldn't the world feel so much brighter if everyone had that kind of person by their side?
So it's like your wish, your hope is also woven into the story?
Yes, that's true. Sorry if it's a bit of a heavy story.
Not at all. In fact, why haven't you shared this side of your story publicly? You're a popular author, but you hardly ever open up about yourself. I think your readers would love to hear more about what goes into your work.
But it's just my own personal story. I don't think anyone would actually be interested.
They would. You should absolutely share it. The next time you have an interview, you should tell this story. There are people out there who would want to support you.
But
your self-esteem is way too low. That story could really make a difference for someone. It might even help someone who's going through a similar situation, showing them they're not alone. Your stories and the personal truths behind them are things that someone out there needs.
People who need me?
Yes, it's obvious, isn't it?
Is it? I mean, it just feels like a sad little personal story to me.
Trust me, it's not. And hey, I'm here for you, always. I've loved your work since I first read it, and I always look forward to your next piece. You're someone I genuinely need in my life.
Thank you, Nina. That really means a lot. All right, maybe I'll try sharing my story, just a little.
Macy, where are you? What's going on with the remittances?
Huh? I already told you I won't send any more remittances. You're the one who told me to stop sending them.
You really think I'm going to stop? I'm your parent, you know. I raised you this far. And now you think it's fine for a parent to suffer like this?
If you're going to suffer, just do it. In fact, you've been living so easily all this time. That's why you can talk so recklessly, saying such shameful things. You should start to understand your own worth and be more self-aware.
What did you just say? I am your mother, you know. Do you really think you're alive because of anyone else?
If we're talking about that, the same goes for me. It's because I've been sending you $3,000 every month that you've managed to survive until now. You're living off my support, and you have the nerve to speak to me like this?
What? $3,000 a month? You've been sending me that?
Huh? What are you saying now? If you just check the bank book, you'd know. Oh, I get it. You didn't bother to check, did you? You thought you could rely on your father's inheritance forever. So you didn't even care about the money I was sending you. But the truth is, you've been able to survive this far because I've been sending you money. You should be thankful to me.
What's with you calling me you all the time? I am your mother, you know. Why don't you call me Mom?
Don't try to change the subject. Well, honestly, I don't even care about your side of the conversation anymore. If you want to end this talk, fine by me. I don't have time to waste on your pointless chatter.
What did you say? You've been saying whatever you want this whole time, and now you're getting upset?
If talking to me makes you angry, just stop. You were the one who said you wanted to cut ties with me. Now you're contacting me again and getting upset? How ridiculous.
Stop saying that! I'm your mother, so you should be sending me money.
Huh? If we cut ties, then I'm not your daughter anymore. You want me to send money? Why should I send anything to a total stranger? I don't have any money left to send you. You should be grateful I've been sending you money all this time.
Then how am I supposed to live? If you stop sending remittances, how am I supposed to cover my living expenses?
Honestly, you've got a lot of nerve. First of all, why don't you get a job and make your own living expenses? If you can't do that, you don't even deserve to live.
What? Are you seriously saying this to your own parent?
I'm telling you, I don't think of you as my parent anymore. My real parent is always my father. He's the one who supported me and had my back.
Your father's gone now. There's no one left who's going to support you. So at least you could help your mother and live properly.
I've been brainwashed by you all this time, but it took me time to realize that it was wrong. I finally came to my senses. You made fun of me, calling me an introvert, a nerd, a neat. It made me want to get away from you. And once I finally did, I realized something. My life is better without you in it.
You better stop right now. If you keep talking like that, we really will cut ties for good. A single woman with no mother will suffer a lifetime of loneliness and misery. No one's going to want to marry a loser like you. You'll regret it when you're left out in the cold.
Huh? You should really know your place. Why are you contacting me now? Wasn't it you who wanted to cut ties with me? Now you're asking me for help? You've got it all backwards. I didn't leave you. You left me. Wake up, you useless person.
What did you just say?
You should just go and ask that good-for-nothing son of yours for help, right? I was sending $3,000 every month, but your son, who barely contributes $300 a month, is somehow better than me, right? I'll tell you what I think happened. Knowing him, he probably ran away when he realized he had no money. He thought he could live off your father's inheritance, right?
Right now, he's just gone quiet. He left a message saying he was going to live somewhere else, and then he disappeared. But I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Oh, really? I hope he comes back. After all, you spoiled him, so he's your precious son. Maybe one day he'll make it as a musician, and then he'll come back. But with just $300, he's not going to get anywhere.
That's what I've been saying. I need you to send me money. $3,000, just like before. Send it right now.
You know, you've never earned $3,000 yourself, so how can you casually say, just send me $3,000? You're so naive, I can't stand it. To think that I was raised by a woman like you makes my skin crawl.
Your father was a good earner, so I didn't need to work. And yet I ended up with children like you. Where did I go wrong in raising you?
Well, it's probably because you have my DNA. But still, I've managed to succeed quite well, and I probably inherited more of my father's blood.
Success? Are you even working?
If it wasn't working, there's no way I could send you $3,000 a month. Think before you speak, you ignorant woman.
What is wrong with you? I don't care, but if you're successful, then you can afford $3,000, right?
I don't want you involved in my life anymore, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do. But let me tell you, I've channeled all the anger from everything you've said to me into making my current job a success. In the end, all the suffering I endured wasn't in vain. It made me stronger. I was so angry when you took everything my father left me and used it for yourself. But now I can live because of my memories of him. I consider what he left me the greatest inheritance.
Huh? What are you talking about? Whatever, just send me the money.
It's pointless to talk to a monkey who can't understand anything. I don't expect you to realize your mistakes now, and frankly, I don't care. What matters to me is that I'm happy now. I learned that from someone who taught me. As for you, you're going to fall into hell whether I stay silent or not. So go ahead, cry all you want, suffer, and see if anyone helps you. For as long as I can remember, my relationship with my mother had been filled with nothing but hurtful remarks and criticism. She seemed to take pleasure in putting me down, constantly making me feel like I was never good enough. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tried to please her, she was always there looking down on me, belittling me, and pointing out my flaws. I wasn't allowed to make mistakes, and I certainly wasn't allowed to do anything that could make me feel proud of myself. It was like I was walking through life in a fog of constant disapproval, unable to find my footing or a sense of peace. Growing up, I thought that this was just how things were. I believed that perhaps if I worked harder, tried more, or did something differently, she would start to see me in a better light. I wanted her to acknowledge my efforts, to be proud of me, to show me love in the way I had seen other mothers show their children. But that acknowledgement never came. Instead, I found myself constantly under her microscope, always criticized for things beyond my control, always being told that I could never live up to the standards she had set. It wasn't just the verbal insults that hurt. It was a lack of care, the absence of genuine support or affection. It was the feeling that no matter how much I longed for a loving relationship, it was something that could never be achieved with her. I often felt alone, even when I was with her. Her words, sharp and cutting, seemed to create a distance between us that only grew over the years. And I, desperately trying to bridge that gap, kept enduring it all in the hope that someday things would change. But they never did. No matter how much I tried to win her approval, it was always in vain. No matter how many sacrifices I made, no matter how much I tried to make her proud of me, there was always something more to fix. Always a reason to feel inadequate. Over time, I began to lose myself. The person I once was, full of dreams and aspirations, slowly faded away. Instead, I became a shadow of myself, someone who existed just to please someone who would never be satisfied. And through it all, my mother remained indifferent, never showing the slightest sign of remorse or self-reflection. It was as though she had no idea of the damage she was causing, or perhaps she simply didn't care. Her criticism became a constant presence in my life, and I began to wonder if I would ever be able to escape it. The emotional weight was too much to bear, and yet I didn't know how to break free. I was stuck in a cycle of longing for something that would never come. I had hoped for so long that if I just kept trying, kept being there for her, eventually she would see me. But that day never came. And then one day it hit me. I realized that nothing was going to change. My mother was never going to acknowledge the pain she had caused me, never going to apologize for her actions, never going to treat me the way I'd always wanted to be treated. She was never going to see me for who I truly was or appreciate the person I had become. All the hopes I had carried with me for so many years suddenly seemed foolish. I couldn't keep waiting for something that would never happen. It was at that moment that I made the difficult decision to cut ties with her completely. The decision wasn't easy. It wasn't something I arrived at lightly. In fact, it was one of the hardest choices I had ever made. After all, she was my mother, and I had spent my entire life trying to make her love me. But I finally understood that I couldn't keep putting myself through the emotional turmoil of trying to get her approval. I couldn't keep allowing her to manipulate me with her cruelty. I had spent too many years being dragged down by her negativity, too many years being subjected to her harsh words. It was time to protect myself. So I blocked her number. I blocked her on my phone, knowing that this was the only way I could stop her from reaching me, from pulling me back into the cycle of pain. I didn't want to hear her voice again, didn't want to see her messages filled with criticisms and demands. I couldn't keep being her emotional punching bag. I had to cut myself free. When I made that decision, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. For the first time in a long time, I felt as if a heavy weight had been lifted from my shoulders. I didn't have to worry about hearing from her anymore. I didn't have to anticipate the next time she would call or text with another demand or insult. For the first time, I was free from the constant barrage of negativity that had dominated my life for so long. Free from the expectation that I would never measure up to her impossible standards. But as time passed, the weight of my decision began to settle in. I knew that I had made the right choice, but it still hurt. It hurt to think that I had reached a point where I couldn't have a relationship with my mother anymore. That the woman who was supposed to love me unconditionally had driven me to this. And then, as the days went by, I began to hear rumors about her. Apparently, after I cut ties with her, she became a different person. And I learned that she was now completely isolated, with no one left to turn to. Everyone had distanced themselves from her, and she had no support system. It was as though she had pushed everyone away, and now she was facing the consequences of her actions. At first, I felt a strange sense of relief knowing that I wasn't the only one who had walked away. It was like I had finally gained control of my life and was no longer the only one suffering from her emotional abuse. But as the months went by, I started to feel something else. A sense of indifference, even perhaps a touch of pity. I realized that while I couldn't change the past or undo the hurt, I had made the choice to walk away for my own well-being. I couldn't keep caring about someone who had never cared for me in return. She had made her choices, and now she was facing the consequences. It was no longer my responsibility. And so, I moved on. I focused on my own life, my own happiness. For the first time, I was living for myself and no one else. The chains that had bound me to my mother were finally gone, and I was free to pursue my own path, free to be the person I was meant to be. I had spent too long waiting for her to change, waiting for her to realize the pain she had caused me. But now, I was done waiting. I had taken control of my own life, and I was determined to never let anyone, not even my own mother, take that away from me. According to the rumors I heard, my mother, after I severed ties with her, found herself in a situation where no one was willing to help her. She had no one left to rely on, and she had become a person of no importance in the eyes of others. People who had once been in her life had all distanced themselves, and now, with no one left to turn to, she was left completely alone. The whispers suggested that she had fallen into poverty, becoming a person who had no real place in the world. Her pride and arrogance had cost her the relationship she had once had, and now, as a result of her own actions, she was facing the harsh reality of isolation and destitution. Her life, which she had spent so many years controlling with manipulative behavior and cruelty, had come crashing down around her. It's strange, really, to hear these things about someone who was once the person I was supposed to look up to, the person who was supposed to be my mother. When I was younger, I always believed that family was supposed to be a source of love and support. My mother was supposed to be the one person who would always have my back, who would understand me no matter what, and who would love me unconditionally. But I soon learned that was not the case. The truth was, for that as long as I could remember, my mother had always been a source of negativity, criticism, and emotional abuse. Instead of nurturing me, she tore me down. Instead of encouraging me, she pointed out all my flaws. No matter how hard I tried to live up to her expectations, she was always quick to remind me that it was never enough. Over time, the emotional toll of living in such an environment became unbearable. And yet, even after I made the decision to cut ties with her, I still found myself wondering what would happen to her. Part of me wanted to believe that perhaps, in the end, she would change. Maybe she would come to realize the pain she had caused me. Maybe she would finally understand that the way she treated me was wrong. But that hope was slowly crushed when I heard the rumors about her. The fact that she was now a lonely, poor, and isolated person brought no comfort to me, but it also didn't fill me with sympathy. I had once been trapped in her web, waiting for her love and approval, and I had been left heartbroken and exhausted by her cruel words and actions. I had spent so much of my life trying to earn her affection, but now, all I felt was a kind of indifference, a recognition that her choices had led her down this path. I didn't feel pity for her. I no longer cared about her struggles, nor did I feel guilty for cutting her out of my life. The reality was that I had made the decision to prioritize my own well-being, to stop allowing her toxic behavior to define me. For so long, I had been suffocated by her criticisms and manipulations, but once I broke free, I began to understand how important it was to live my own life. I had spent years trying to live up to her impossible standards, but in doing so, I had lost myself. I had lost my voice, my self-worth, and my identity. It was only after cutting ties with her that I could begin to rebuild my life. After freeing myself from her grip, I was able to start living on my own terms. I finally had the space to pursue my dreams, to follow the path that was true to who I was, and not the person she had always tried to force me to become. I started to discover who I truly was without the constant fear of her judgment hanging over me. I began to experience real happiness for the first time in years, a happiness that was not tied to anyone else's approval. My life was finally mine to live, and that was something I could never have achieved if I had stayed in her toxic shadow. It wasn't just about escaping her negativity either. It was about finding the courage to stand up for myself, to reclaim my own voice, and to realize that I didn't need anyone's validation but my own. I had spent so much of my life trying to please her, trying to gain her love, that I had forgotten what it was like to love and respect myself. But once I started taking control of my own life, I began to see just how much I had been missing out on. I started to see my own value and learned that I didn't have to tolerate being treated poorly by anyone, especially not by my own mother. As for her, I knew that I had done everything I could for her, that I had tried to be a good daughter for as long as I could. I had made countless attempts to build a relationship with her, but each time she had rejected me. She had never once taken responsibility for her actions, and when I finally reached the point where I could no longer endure the pain, I knew I had to let go. Her choices, her behavior, and her lack of self-reflection had led her to this point of loneliness and destitution, and there was nothing I could do to change that. The truth was, she had chosen her own path, and now she had to face the consequences of her actions. I didn't wish her ill, but I also didn't feel the need to care anymore. It wasn't my responsibility to fix her or to feel guilty for the choices I made in order to protect myself. The only person I was responsible for now was me, and I was determined to live my life for myself without the constant weight of her negativity dragging me down. At the end of the day, the most important thing I learned from all of this was that I had the power to decide who I wanted to be, and I didn't need anyone else's permission or approval. I had found freedom from the toxic hold she once had over me, and with that freedom came the chance to live the life I had always deserved. No matter what happened to her, I no longer cared. I was done trying to fix something that was beyond saving. I had reclaimed my life, and that was all that mattered.
Well, aren't you a high and mighty daughter-in-law? I'd love to know what kind of tricks you used to lure our son into this marriage. You're a woman who can barely keep a household together, and he never should have married you in the first place. And I'll have you know my son has been saying the same thing. He's not happy at all. Maybe it's time you did everyone a favor and hurried up with a divorce.
Bethany, are you really saying that's how your son feels? That he's unhappy with me? That's a cruel thing to hear from him after all the work I've put into keeping this family going. Between the two of us, I'd have to say it's him who would be completely lost without me. If I weren't here to handle things, he wouldn't even manage his basic daily life.
Oh, listen to what this defective product is spouting off now. Does she actually think she's crucial to our son's life? Oh, how laughable.
Defective product? Are you actually calling me that?
Yes, who else? You've been married to my son for how long now, and yet you can't even give him a single child. Waiting around all this time, hoping for some grandchild, and you've delivered nothing. Honestly, are you capable of getting anything right? I don't think it's too much to ask for you to fulfill at least the most basic expectations as a wife. You're completely failing us.
Is this really what you want to discuss again? If that's how you feel, then let me ask something. Would you consider moving out? I mean, think about it. With you and your husband sleeping in the room right next to ours, it's really not an environment that encourages intimacy or family planning. It's hard to feel comfortable or even think about having children when we don't have the space to ourselves.
Oh, don't flatter yourself. Do you really think we're so nosy as to eavesdrop on you? Just how self-absorbed can you be? Seriously, the attitude you have, I'm starting to wonder if that illness you claimed to suffer from in the past was actually a mental condition. Were you ever properly diagnosed?
No, it was a real illness. Nothing like that. Why would you even say something so hurtful? Look, you say you want grandchildren, so wouldn't you want to try being a bit supportive for once? My husband and I both work long hours, and frankly, most days we're simply too exhausted to even think about intimacy. And I've been constantly hearing complaints that I'm supposed to handle all the household chores by myself. Given all of that, how do you expect me to feel motivated or prepared to start a family?
Oh, and that's supposed to be my problem? Really?
I'm sorry, what?
You're working because you wanted to work, right? They're letting you go off and pursue your so-called career out of generosity. It's only out of their kindness that you're even allowed to work outside the home. You should be dedicating yourself fully to household duties. You insisted on being a working woman, so the least you could do is feel some remorse for not being able to fulfill your role as a proper wife.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're not living in the past anymore. Times have changed and women work now. Besides, if I stopped working, how do you expect us to afford living here? My income is what helps support this household. Without it, what's your plan for maintaining everything? Or do you just expect money to appear?
Oh, really? I can't believe how self-important you think you are. You honestly believe that you're holding this household together, don't you? Well, even if you weren't here, I would manage just fine. I can cook, clean, and do everything myself. I am, after all, a stay-at-home wife with years of experience. Don't kid yourself. This household could easily function without you.
If that's how you feel, then by all means, start doing it right now. You're the only one in this house who isn't working, so why is it that you don't handle any of the housework?
Because that's a wife's job. I've done my time. I've earned the right to rest. Now you're the daughter-in-law. You should be the one to take over these responsibilities. It's the natural order of things in this family, and that's how it's going to stay.
It seems more like it's convenient for you, doesn't it? Anyway, I don't think this is the right time to keep discussing it. Let's talk more directly about this another time. I have work to finish, and I need to go shopping afterward. Do you have any requests for dinner tonight?
Dinner with you? No thanks. I'd rather lose my appetite than sit down for a meal with you. We'll be dining out tonight, so don't bother.
I see. All right. If that's what you want. I just noticed that all of your things are gone. Did you move out? Could you please explain what's going on here?
It's quite simple. Both my son and I can't stand you anymore, so we moved out. We're starting a new life, a new chapter, one without you in it. Let me tell you, it's such a relief to finally be rid of this worthless daughter-in-law. Things are already better without you in the picture.
Wait, are you actually serious about this? So there's this divorce document here with a signature already on it. Does that mean I'm free to sign it and finalize everything?
Yes, that's exactly what it means. Go ahead and sign. Everyone is fully in agreement. The sooner, the better.
Very well then. If that's what you all want, I'll divorce my husband who makes a mere $8 an hour. Doesn't seem like I'll be missing out on much.
Is that really what you're going to leave me with? A final jab? Oh, you truly are pathetic. Go ahead and give it your best shot if you even have it in you. But let's be real, you're not getting any younger, and with your past illness affecting you like it does, not to mention your basic lack of household skills, do you actually think you'll ever find another husband?
So the entire time you thought I couldn't do housework because of my illness? You thought I was incompetent because of my health issues?
If it's not your illness, then it's pure laziness. That's the only other option. Imagine trying to push housework onto your husband. Oh, it's disgraceful. In this family, such excuses don't fly.
I see. All right. I understand your feelings perfectly now. In that case, I'll proceed with the divorce. Goodbye.
Hey, Juna. I'm so sorry I couldn't pick up your call yesterday. I just noticed the missed call. Did something happen? Is everything okay?
Oh, no worries at all. Actually, yeah, something happened. I got divorced.
Wait, what? Are you serious? You got divorced? I mean, that's totally unexpected. I thought things were still stable enough between you two. This just came out of nowhere, like way too fast. It's like everything took a sudden turn. This definitely wasn't what we'd expected would happen. What on earth led to this?
I know. Sorry for springing it on you so suddenly. Believe me, it was a huge twist for me too. Even now, I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything. But you know what? Yesterday, when it was all said and done, I actually felt a strange sense of relief. I mean, I didn't think I would feel that way, but I felt so light, like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. So I couldn't help it. I had to call you and tell you. I guess I just needed to share it with someone who would understand.
I get it. I totally do. I mean, that makes sense. But you're sure you're okay? I mean, don't you think it was maybe a bit too soon to go through with something so major? Are you sure this was the right time?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's actually a huge relief. I've got things under control and I'm feeling more ready than I ever thought I would be.
Oh, that's really good to hear. I was a little worried. Did his mom say something to you again? Was she giving you more grief? I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it was. He's been nagging at me for so long now, always saying things about how I haven't had kids yet and how I'm the one to blame for that. She's convinced that the fact I'm still working is entirely for selfish reasons. That I'm putting my career first when really, she's the one who's been insisting on things being a certain way. She even blames me for not being able to conceive. And then, get this, she went as far as saying that the reason I had health issues before was probably because of some mental illness.
Are you kidding me? She seriously said that? All of it's complete nonsense. None of what she's saying even has any basis in reality. I mean, how could she just make all that up? She's acting like everything is your fault when she doesn't know the first thing about what's actually going on. And after all that, you went through with the divorce?
Well, actually, they just left a signed divorce paper on the table without even talking to me about it. So I added my signature and submitted it. It felt strangely satisfying, like turning the page on a whole chapter of my life.
You're kidding.
Nope. They even packed up their things and moved out on their own. I didn't have to do anything. It was like they made it so easy for me. They just left, like they'd never been there. And honestly, I'm relieved. No mess, no more nagging, just a quiet space to finally breathe in.
Wow, I can't believe it. I know you've worked so hard. You've been doing so much for that family, giving everything you had to make it work. You were even working so hard at your job, pushing yourself, all with the goal of one day having kids and being able to provide them with a stable, loving home. You even built up your own business, making sure it could support you and a family, and you succeeded. You've given so much to make that vision come to life. And after all that effort, for them to say these things and leave, it's heartbreaking. You deserve so much better.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. But honestly, I couldn't care less about what they think of me now. They didn't want to see my side of things or understand why I worked so hard. They just wanted to judge and control me. I'm just relieved it's done. And honestly, if I'd stayed any longer, they would have drained me dry. I can't let people like that keep taking from me without giving back. I don't have to justify my choices to them. I'm just glad they don't know the full details of my life now. They don't deserve to, and I'm free to live how I want without them hovering over me.
You're probably right. They'd only take advantage if they knew more. But I just can't believe his mom. She completely believes her son is perfect and blames you for everything, without ever seeing that he's done plenty of things wrong too. It's so ridiculous how blind she is to reality. But hey, they won't be able to be so smug forever. Sooner or later, they'll have to face the truth.
Exactly. Their time will come. Sooner or later, I have a feeling they'll reach out again. And when they do, I'll be more than ready for them. I'm already preparing for that day. And in the meantime, I'm just going to focus on myself and what I want. I have dreams I want to achieve. And now that I'm free from them, I can finally put all my energy into making those dreams a reality. It feels like a fresh start, and I can't wait to see where it leads me.
That's incredible. I'm so happy for you. And of course, you know I'm here to help. You've supported me through so much, and I'd love to be there for you in any way I can. If there's anything you need, just let me know, and I'll be there.
Thank you so much, really. Knowing you're there for me means the world. I'm going to focus on myself and live life to the fullest. And as for them, well, they can live with the consequences of their own choices. They'll regret how they treated me eventually, but I'm done waiting around for that to happen.
Juno, what's going on? That kid's hourly wage, it was really only $8?
I told you. I warned you, didn't I? I've been saying it over and over, but you wouldn't listen. I knew it would end like this. I could see it all coming, but you were just too comfortable in your little world to see it. How many times do I have to say it? How many times do I have to scream it before it gets through to you? I was right. I've been right all along, and now look where we are. You thought I was being paranoid or dramatic, but here we are, staring at the wreckage of it all. It's all crumbling down just like I said it would.
But I thought you were just misunderstanding things. We've never had trouble with finances before, right? So I figured his wage couldn't possibly be as low as that. We've been okay until now.
Oh, you thought everything was fine just because we never had issues before? You thought it would always be that way, didn't you? You've been living in denial, refusing to face the truth. But here's the thing you don't get. You think that because things have not exploded yet, we're in the clear. That's just naive. I've been telling you, warning you, and now that it's come crashing down, you're still acting surprised. I've been carrying the load all this time, shouldering the burden of making sure everything stayed in place, but you couldn't even see the cracks forming. You refused to. You were too busy in your own little world thinking it would all work out.
I didn't think it was this bad. I really didn't. I trusted that we could handle whatever came our way. I thought that you were exaggerating, but now, seeing it and hearing it, I can't believe it. I really thought we were fine.
I don't know why I'm surprised. I've been saying this for years, and you've just been blind to it. You wanted to believe everything was okay, so you kept pretending it was. But we were never fine. How could we be when you wouldn't even look at the truth? You just kept avoiding it, thinking it would go away on its own, thinking it would fix itself without anyone doing anything. But I can't live like that anymore. I can't keep pretending everything's fine when it's falling apart right in front of us.
But we've been through so much together. Oh, this isn't like you. Why are you doing this now? Why are you shutting me out now? June, we've faced worse, haven't we? Why would you just give up on us now?
It's not about giving up. It's not about abandoning you. It's about realizing that we've been stuck in a cycle. A cycle where I carry everything, and you just stand there hoping I'll make it all better. I can't do that anymore. I've been holding it together for far too long, but now I'm tired. I'm so tired of pretending that this works, because it doesn't. It never has. You don't understand. You think it's just about fixing things with words or promises, but it's not that simple. You can't fix years of neglect and apathy with a few apologies.
I've never wanted to neglect you. Never. I've always tried to do my best. I know I've made mistakes, but I do appreciate everything you've done for us. I didn't see how much you were carrying. I didn't realize how much it hurt you. I never thought you were struggling this much. I never saw the toll it was taking on you.
You never saw it because you didn't want to. You didn't want to see how much I was hurting because if you did, you'd have to face it. You'd have to face that I've been drowning for so long and I couldn't keep going like this. But instead, you just kept going on thinking everything was fine. I've been suffocating under the weight of everything. I've been trying to carry it all for us, but no one ever asked if I was okay. No one ever asked if I was breaking. I've been trying to make sure you're comfortable, that everything runs smoothly, but it's been eating me alive and you didn't see it.
But now, it's all too much? Now you're telling me you're done? June, please, I don't want to lose you. I've messed up, I know, but I can fix this. I can do better. Just don't give up on me now. Don't give up on us.
It's not about fixing it, though. You're still thinking this is something you can fix, but it's not. It's not about making it better. It's about the fact that I've been carrying everything for so long. I've been the one picking up the pieces, making sure everyone else is okay while I fell apart. I've tried to make it work, but you can't make something work when one person is doing all the work, and it's exhausting. I'm not asking you to fix it. I'm asking you to understand that I can't keep doing this for you anymore. I'm asking you to see that I have my own needs, my own pain, and it's time for me to live for myself for once.
I didn't realize I was taking you for granted. I always thought you were strong. I never saw how much you were suffering under the surface. You've been doing everything and I've just been letting you. I should have noticed. I should have seen how much you needed help, how much you needed support too. But I didn't. I was so wrapped up in my own problems that I didn't see what you were going through.
I've been telling you. For years, I've been telling you that I couldn't keep doing it all, but you kept thinking I could. You thought you could keep depending on me, keep telling me to take the weight of everything. I thought you'd see it. I thought you'd realize eventually. But you didn't. And now I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting for you to wake up. I'm not angry. I'm not even disappointed anymore. I'm just done. I've given everything I could. I can't give anymore. And it's time for me to stop.
Please don't leave me. I've been a fool. I can't change the past, but I swear to you, I can change now. I can try harder. I won't make the same mistakes. I promise to be there for you, Juna. Please don't walk away. Not like this. Not after everything we've been through.
You keep saying you'll change, but you don't understand. It's not about promises anymore. It's about seeing the truth. You never saw it. You never saw the depth of what I've been carrying, and now it's too late. I can't keep living in the shadow of everyone else's needs. I have my own life to live, and I can't keep waiting for you to notice me. I've waited long enough.
What does that mean, though? If you're saying it's over, then where does that leave us? Where do I go from here?
I don't know, but I do know that I can't keep pretending anymore. I've been waiting for you to change, but I can't wait any longer. It's time for me to live for myself. I have to stop being the one who holds everything together. And you have to learn to stand on your own without me. As expected, I was left speechless, unable to come up with a response. Bethany, after this moment, came to me with the intention of apologizing directly. She asked if she could do so, but of course, I rejected her request right away. It wasn't that I was being petty or trying to make her feel worse, but honestly, after everything that had happened, I just couldn't bring myself to accept an apology from her. Her actions had hurt me deeply, and I had made peace with the situation long ago. She had taken things too far, And for all the time she had wronged me, a simple apology couldn't fix the damage. I stood there, my arms crossed, watching her expectantly, waiting for her to understand why her apology meant nothing to me anymore. The nerve of her, really. After everything she had done, after all the trust she had shattered, now she wanted to make things right? It was too little, too late. Do you really think an apology can change anything? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady, despite the emotions swirling inside me. It wasn't about being rude or cruel, but the truth had to come out. You've hurt me, and now you expect me to just forget about it because you want to apologize? Bethany's face fell, but it didn't soften. She was standing in front of me, her eyes searching mine for a sign of forgiveness, but I couldn't give her that. Not now. Not after everything. There were too many broken pieces between us, and they couldn't be pieced together with mere words. She had betrayed my trust in ways I didn't think possible. The things she had said, the promises she had broken, and all the damage she had caused. No apology could erase that. I'd spent so much time working through the hurt, learning to move on, and now she thought a few words would fix it all? I don't need your apology, I said firmly. What I needed from you was something more than words. I needed you to be honest. I needed you to care. And most of all, I needed you to stop hurting me. Bethany stood there, silent for a long time. Her lips quivered, but she didn't try to speak again. Maybe she realized that there was nothing she could say to change my mind. Maybe she knew that the damage was irreversible. I wasn't the same person I had been when this all started. I had grown, I had healed, and I had come to understand that some people just aren't meant to be part of your life, no matter how much they claim they regret their actions. And Bethany, she was one of those people. I'm sorry, but I can't just forgive you, I added, my voice softer now, though still resolute. I've already let go of the past, and it's not something I want to revisit anymore. Bethany's shoulders slumped, and she nodded slowly. There was nothing left to say. She had wanted to make things right, but the truth was, there were things that couldn't be fixed with an apology, and I had accepted that. With that, I turned away, knowing that I had made the right decision. It wasn't about holding grudges. It was about self-respect, about protecting myself from further harm. And while Bethany might have wanted to apologize, I knew deep down that accepting it wouldn't change anything. It was time to move on. I didn't want to waste any more time with these people. It had become clear to me that continuing down this path would only bring more frustration and hurt. So, I made the decision to take action. I wasn't going to let myself be tangled in their drama or stuck in the mess they had created. Through a lawyer, I swiftly moved forward with demanding compensation for the emotional damage I had suffered. The legal process wasn't something I had wanted to deal with, but it was the only way to make them understand the seriousness of what had happened. I wasn't asking for sympathy or trying to get some sort of closure through their words. I had made peace with the fact that no apology could ever erase the hurt they had caused. What I wanted, what I deserved, was compensation for the pain, the time, and the energy I had wasted on people who clearly had no regard for me. It wasn't just about the money either. It was about reclaiming control over my life. About drawing a clear line and saying that I could no longer allow them to dictate my happiness or peace of mind. Every day I had spent in that toxic environment, every minute I had wasted trying to salvage something that couldn't be fixed, it had taken a toll on me. But now I was done. The weight had lifted once I made that decision. I remember sitting in my lawyer's office finalizing everything. There was a sense of empowerment in that moment. I wasn't just letting things slide anymore. I was actively taking back what was mine. The lawyer explained the next steps, but I wasn't really listening anymore. I had made up my mind. This was my chance to cut the ties, to make sure I would never be dragged into their chaos again. After all, I had more important things to focus on, things that actually mattered. I needed to get my life back on track, to heal and move forward. I wasn't going to let these people, who had already taken so much from me, continue to have any influence over my future. It was time to take control, to build a life that I could be proud of. A life where I wasn't constantly looking over my shoulder or waiting for another blow to hit. I couldn't deny the sense of relief I felt when I signed those papers. It was like closing a door in a chapter of my life that had dragged on far too long. I had been patient. I had been understanding, but no more. Now I was ready to move on, and nothing was going to stop me from taking the necessary steps to do so. With that decision, I felt as though I had finally freed myself from their hold. I knew I would face challenges ahead, of course. Life is rarely simple, but this was different. This time, I was doing it on my terms. I wasn't waiting for them to decide my fate, or for them to offer me their half-hearted apologies. I had taken the first step in taking back my life, and from there, I knew I would be okay. In the end, I realized that reclaiming my life wasn't just about what they owed me. It was about standing up for myself, about demanding the respect and dignity I deserved. And from that point on, nothing could take that away from me. I heard that my ex-husband got completely enraged by her husband and that there was quite an altercation between the two of them. But frankly, what happened after that doesn't concern me at all, and I have absolutely no interest in it. To be honest, I wasn't even surprised. My ex-husband had always had a temper, and with everything that had been going on, it was only a matter of time before he clashed with someone else. It was just his nature. He couldn't handle conflict in a calm, rational way. Everything had to explode. So when I heard about this confrontation, I couldn't help but feel a sense of indifference. It was just another chapter in this never-ending drama. But as much as I might have expected it, I didn't feel any satisfaction or relief from hearing about the fight. It wasn't a victory for me, nor was it a sign that things were evening out. I had long since moved on, and the petty disputes between him and her husband did not concern me anymore. If anything, it just seemed like a continuation of the same toxic patterns that had defined their lives. In the past, I might have cared about their struggles or about what was happening between them. I might have gotten caught up in the details, wondering how everything would play out or if things would get worse. But now I couldn't care less. I had my own life to live, my own path to walk, and I was no longer invested in their endless problems. I had my own healing to focus on, and the drama of their lives had no place in mine anymore. The reality was, their issues were theirs to deal with, not mine. And the more I distanced myself from their chaos, the clearer it became that I was better off. I had spent so much time in the past trying to make sense of their decisions, their mistakes, and trying to fix things that were never meant to be fixed. But I had learned that some things are better left alone, and some people are better left behind. So, while I could have easily asked about the altercation or tried to dig into the details out of curiosity, I didn't. I knew that it wouldn't change anything, and it wouldn't make me feel any better. The more I pulled back from their drama, the more I realized just how irrelevant it was to my life now. They could fight, they could argue, they could tear each other apart if they wanted to, but it wasn't my problem anymore. I had enough of my own life to rebuild, enough challenges ahead of me to focus on, and I wasn't going to let their issues drag me back into a past that was already behind me. In the end, the only thing that mattered was my peace of mind. What happened between my ex-husband and his mom had no impact on my future, and I wasn't going to waste my time or energy thinking about it. I had long moved past all of that. To be honest, I really hope that this worthless family will face the kind of hardship they truly deserve in the future, and that they will experience the hell they've caused others to live through. I don't say this out of malice, but because I believe they need to understand the full scope of the damage they've done. They've lived their lives without facing the consequences of their actions, without truly comprehending what it's like to hurt others. So, deep down, I hope that life will show them just how much suffering they have put people through, and that they will finally know the weight of their decisions. It's not even about wishing anything extreme to happen to them. It's not about them suffering in ways that are cruel or unfair. I don't wish them physical harm or anything like that. What I truly want, and what I feel they need, is for them to face the struggles they've been running from for so long. To feel the isolation, the guilt, the confusion, and the regret that comes with the kinds of actions they've taken. I want them to experience the consequences of their behaviors in a way that forces them to reflect on everything they've done. To finally understand the emotional toll they've put on the people who once cared about them. The hardest part, though, is that these people have never known true struggle. They've lived in a bubble of privilege, thinking they can get away with anything. They've taken advantage of others without batting an eyelash, believing they're above reproach. They've pushed boundaries, broken promises, and torn apart relationships without any care for the aftermath. They've lived in this little world where their actions have never come back to haunt them. But deep down, I know that no one can keep running forever. Life has a way of evening the score, and one day it will catch up with them. I've spent far too many years caught in their web of lies and manipulation, desperately trying to understand them and make sense of their behavior. Every attempt to reason with them was met with more games, more deceit, and more empty words. I wanted to believe that things could be different, that they could change, but I came to realize that they weren't interested in change. They weren't interested in self-improvement or learning from their mistakes. They were just interested in keeping up the facade and maintaining their false sense of control. And so, I decided I couldn't be a part of that anymore. I had to detach myself, not because I wanted revenge, but because I had to protect my own peace. I couldn't keep investing energy into people who weren't worth it. They weren't worth the time, the effort, or the emotional investment. I had to put myself first. But even after I walked away, it didn't stop the bitterness from lingering. It didn't stop the feeling that they needed to face the consequences of their actions. In the past, I might have tried to understand them, tried to find a way to reason with them. I might have tried to sympathize with their struggles, but I had to let go of that. They had shown me who they were too many times, and the truth is, I'm tired of their games. I don't want to be a part of their endless cycle of mistakes and empty apologies. So now, I don't feel the need to justify myself to them or try to explain why I feel the way I do. The truth is simple. I want them to face the consequences of the mess they've made. I want them to feel the weight of their wrongs. Not just for a moment, but long enough to truly grasp how much damage they've caused. Maybe this is the hardest part of healing for me. Letting go of the idea that they'll ever truly understand or learn from what they've done. But I don't need them to. It's not about me anymore. It's about them and the world they've created for themselves and the reality they'll one day have to confront. It's about the lessons they should have learned years ago, but I hope they'll learn eventually. I hope they'll realize in the harshest of ways that their actions don't exist in a vacuum. That the people they've hurt along the way won't just forget, and that they'll have to live with the knowledge of the pain they caused. I'm not holding onto anger or resentment, though. I don't want to carry that weight. But I do believe in justice, in the idea that people should be accountable for their actions. They shouldn't get off scot-free. They need to see what it feels like to lose something, to regret something, to have to rebuild their own lives from the ground up. Only then will they understand what it's like to be on the receiving end of their destructive behavior. Only then will they truly know what it feels like to face the consequences of their choices. And maybe, just maybe, it will teach them something about empathy, about remorse, and about the value of the people they've hurt. But I know in the end, this isn't something I can control. They're going to live their lives, and I'm going to live mine. The only thing I can control is how I choose to respond to everything they've done. I choose to move forward, to leave them behind, and to focus on building a future that is free from their toxic influence. What they go through in the future is up to them, but my hope remains that they'll finally learn the hard way what it means to be truly accountable for their actions.
Jillian, your wedding is tomorrow, right? Congratulations.
Thank you, Sydney. It still feels a bit surreal, and I'm nervous too.
Well, of course, everyone gets nervous for their wedding. It's a big event after all. Just relax, take it easy.
Yeah, I'll try to calm down. But there's still so much to do, so it's hard to feel totally relaxed.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you something. What time are you planning to arrive at the venue tomorrow? I really want to see you before the ceremony.
I'll probably be there really early since I have a lot of prep to do. I need to get my makeup and dress ready, so I'll have to be there ahead of time.
Got it. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you in your dress. I bet it's going to look amazing on you.
Yeah, with my body shape, it's been pretty tough finding the right dress that fits well. I've had so many struggles trying to get the right one.
Really? Oh, I can't wait to see it. You're going to look gorgeous, I'm sure. You know, with your build, I bet it's been a real challenge to find a dress that fits just right.
Yeah, it was. The shoulders were a big issue. Even when I liked the dress, I couldn't get it to fit around my shoulders, so it was a real struggle.
I can imagine. But you know, even though it was difficult, I'm sure you look beautiful now. You'll be stunning tomorrow.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think I've managed to make it look pretty good. I'm really excited for you to see it. I'm hoping it all comes together perfectly.
Really? You look that great? Oh, now I'm even more excited. I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's worth the wait. I think it turned out just the way I hoped.
That surprise was a total success. You're in the hospital now, right? Hurry up and get that cast on. Everyone's waiting for you to come back.
Are you serious? What the heck was that? You suddenly kicked me out of nowhere, and you're calling that a surprise, you idiot?
Whoa, that's some scary language. So that's really how you are, huh? I had no idea you were such a violent woman.
You're the violent one here. And you know what? I can't hide it anymore, so I'll just say it. This is your real nature, you idiot woman. If it weren't for me, you'd probably be dead by now.
Well, I'm glad I've got this big body to help me out.
Huh? Are you trying to start something with me? Fine. Bring it on. I've been dealing with intense pain from bruises all over my body and a broken bone, and I'm still trying to reach you. Hurry up and answer me. Why the hell did you pull that stunt?
Well, it was a surprise, obviously.
Huh?
Honestly, you've got such a strong build, so I've been wondering how much you could take. I've been curious about it for a while, you know. I'm sorry for breaking your bone just before the wedding, but hey, we're going to be family, so please forgive me. Once you get the cast on, you'll be fine, right?
Of course the wedding's off, you idiot. What do you mean forgive? Are you crazy?
Huh? Wait, Jillian? You're in our hospital right now? What happened? I mean, isn't today your wedding day?
Oh, is this your workplace? You work at a pretty big hospital, huh?
Yes, that's right, but that's not the point. You've broken a bone? What did you do? Did you get hit by a car or did you fall off a building or something?
What do you think I am? I just got kicked a little.
Wait, what? You broke a bone from just being kicked?
Well, normally I probably wouldn't have broken anything. It's just, actually. So the thing is, I hit my head too, so I'm staying for a checkup just in case.
What is this? Are you serious? You're telling me that you did all of this right before the wedding and now you're supposed to show up with a cast? Your head must be in really bad shape.
Well, I was wearing a high-heeled dress that I wasn't used to, so I couldn't brace myself properly. It was the first time in my life I've twisted my ankle that badly.
Wow, I had no idea that was the reason. You, of all people who used to do all that crazy stuff and never even got hurt, ended up with a broken bone? People are going to be so shocked when they find out. And seriously, shouldn't you have someone put a stop to that kind of reckless behavior? If you want, I can help out.
Thanks. But you're already a mother now, so I don't want to drag you into this mess. Besides, I'm an adult, so I'd rather handle this as quietly as possible. I'll make sure the person responsible faces the consequences, though.
You've really grown up.
Wait, hold up. I've been an adult for a long time, you know.
Oops, sorry, just a joke. Anyway, if you need anything, just let me know. I'll help however I can.
Seriously, you're a true friend. I'm so grateful.
Don't worry about it. Oh, by the way, could you send me a picture of that woman? I'm just thinking if my daughter comes across her, it might not end well.
Got it. I've attached the picture now. How does she look?
Oh, it came through. Wait, this person...
Wait, do you know her?
Know her? I know her better than you think. You know, because you didn't come back, the wedding was totally ruined. You've got that big, strong build, so why not just drag yourself to the ceremony? Maybe you should just crawl there on all fours. That would be funny, right? Anyway, we're having the ceremony tomorrow, so seriously, you better come. You should be grateful that we're even letting you show off that massive body of yours.
First off, I said the wedding is canceled, you idiot woman. Didn't I already tell that to that useless man? Don't even come to the hospital. Just laugh it off and forgive your sister's stupid actions. And you're actually telling me to show up with a cast on? How can you even say something like that? I never thought you were this much of a mama's girl. Honestly, I thought you had good judgment, but I was wrong when it came to men. I'm getting a divorce, so I'm not going to the wedding, and I'm going to bill you for everything. Get ready for it.
Huh? What the hell do you think you are?
What?
Just because you're marrying into our family doesn't mean you're going to become our priority. You're part of the family now, so why are you talking like you're above me? Are you out of your mind? You're lucky we're even tolerating you, especially since you don't even have your parents around.
What? What are you saying? What the hell does that even mean?
All that kindness I've shown you, it was just because I wanted a new slave. The previous woman ran away right away, so I didn't get to enjoy the benefits. This time, I want all the way to marriage. I had to marry you to make sure the divorce process isn't complicated, you know? Until we divorce, you're my property, so do what I say, you ugly, worthless woman.
I see. I was shocked by how you suddenly changed, but I get it now. All that kindness was just because you wanted a convenient slave, right?
Of course, who else would marry someone as ugly as you if I didn't have to?
I see. Well, thanks to you, I've made up my mind. I won't show mercy to anyone who treats me like I'm nothing. I'll knock all of you out and send you straight to hell, so get ready.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Trying to file for divorce on your own? And why the hell am I being billed for your alimony and the wedding venue costs? Seriously, I knew you were crazy, but sending this to me? You've got to be out of your mind. Making such a big mistake and then expecting me to cover for it? You're honestly going too far. Even if you sent it to my brother, don't expect any payment from him either. Do you seriously think we're going to take responsibility for your mess? Ridiculous.
I'm not wrong. I sent the bills to you, properly addressed. So don't try to say it was a mistake. It's meant for you, and you need to deal with it.
What? Wait, hold on a second. You're getting divorced from my brother, right? So why the hell am I being sent alimony bills? What is this, $30,000? Are you seriously out of your mind? How could you even think that's okay? You're asking me to pay for this?
It's for the alimony, the medical expenses for the injuries you caused, and the compensation for the loss of income I'm facing now because of you.
Excuse me? What injuries? What loss of income? You're seriously asking me for money, claiming that I caused you some injury? This is just absurd. What are you even talking about? You're not even making sense.
And on top of the injuries, I'm unable to work right now, so I'm adding compensation for the earnings I'll lose while I'm recovering. The amount is higher than the usual alimony because, well, this situation is unique and more complicated than just a simple divorce.
Hold on. You can't seriously be asking me for this much money. There's no way. You're not making that much, are you? You're probably just scraping by, so what's with this outrageous bill? Seriously, stop trying to scam me. Do you honestly think I am just going to pay for this?
You're wrong. I'm not overcharging you. You see, I run a personal gym.
A gym? Wait, what do you mean you run a gym? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm the owner of the gym. You've made fun of my body and my physique in the past, haven't you? Well, here's the thing. I've worked hard on my body. I'm in great shape. My abs are visible in everything. I've always had broad shoulders, and after training, my physique just became more defined.
Wait a second, you're saying you own a gym? You're a gym owner?
Yes, that's right. I own and run a small personal gym. It's just me, really, because I don't have many employees. I decided to turn my passion for fitness into a business, and let me tell you, it's been successful. The thing is, when people come to my gym, they're not just paying for a workout session. They're paying for results. They want a specific body, and that's what I give them.
Wait, hold on! You're telling me that you're some kind of fitness guru now? And that's why you're charging me $300,000? That's insane! You don't have that kind of money, do you? You're just making this up. There's no way you're this rich.
I'm not making anything up. You see, I'm not just an instructor. I'm the head trainer, and I run the entire operation. My clients pay a premium because I'm personally involved in their workouts. I guide them, I push them, and we do the workouts together. It's not just about giving them a workout plan and sending them off to do it themselves. I'm right there with them, motivating them, working alongside them.
So what's this got to do with me? How does this affect me? You're just a personal trainer. What difference does it make if you're injured?
You clearly don't understand. When I'm injured, it's not just my personal problem. It affects my clients too. They rely on me to be there. I'm the one who pushes them to do better, to work harder. If I can't be there, it's not just a minor inconvenience for them. It's a major setback. Not to mention, with one of my arms in a cast, I can't take new clients. I can't provide the same level of service. I'm losing money every day I can't work, and it's costing me more than you realize.
Are you seriously saying that this is all my fault? You can still teach your classes, right? You're just being dramatic about all of this. How could one injury affect your entire gym business?
It's not just about teaching the classes. It's about being there with my clients, showing them how to do the exercises properly, motivating them to push themselves harder. The gym isn't just a business to me, it's personal. When my clients come in, they want results, and I've built my reputation on being there for them, not just sending them off to do exercises on their own. I can't do that if I'm injured. And because I'm down one arm, I'm losing potential clients, and I have to cancel classes. That means I'm not just losing money from existing clients, but from new clients as well. It's causing a major financial loss.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. So now you expect me to pay for all your losses just because you hurt yourself? This is ridiculous. How could you possibly calculate all these losses? There is no way the amount you're asking for is right. It's way too high.
You don't get it. I've consulted with my lawyer and we've calculated everything. The amount I'm asking for isn't arbitrary. It's based on actual losses. I've calculated the average number of new clients I'd have brought in over the next few months and how much I'd lose in membership fees while I'm recovering. This is a reasonable amount to ask for. And by the way, it's not just about the injury. It's about the impact it's had on my business, which affects my income. You cause that impact, and it's only fair that you pay for it.
This is just ridiculous. There's no way I'm paying you that. You can't even prove I caused your injury. You filed a report, sure, but nothing's been done about it. Don't try to make me feel guilty about this.
You're the one who should be paying for this. I didn't cause my own injury, and you know it. And while it's true that the investigation wasn't thorough, that doesn't mean you're off the hook. You still have to pay for what you caused, whether it's through this lawsuit or another way. You've made my life harder, and now you're going to pay for it.
I'm not paying you anything. You've got no evidence and nothing's been proven. Besides, don't you think you should be more realistic? You're not even that rich to begin with, so don't act like I'm the one who's in the wrong here.
You're in the wrong, and you'll see. You'll have to answer for this, and you'll pay for it one way or another. This is just the beginning.
Hey, Jillian, how's it going?
My arm's healing. Thank you for asking. But dealing with that idiot woman is still proving to be a challenge.
Sounds like a tricky situation.
Yeah, I've been trying to claim damages, but she just calls it a ripoff, saying I'm nothing but a slave who should crawl on the ground and keep quiet. She even took the time to scatter trash around my house while she was at it. Cleaning up that mess was a pain.
And the police aren't doing anything about it?
I've consulted with them, but it's not going anywhere. That idiot woman is very good at putting on a nice front. She's well liked and has many friends, and in our neighborhood, she's known as a sweet, kind woman. So when I tell people what happened, they treat it with skepticism. They've even started turning against me, painting me as the villain. It's frustrating. She's a large woman, and it's hard for people to picture her as anything but tough. So I guess that works in her favor.
Well, if that's the case, I'll expose her true nature. I'll show everyone who she really is.
Wait, what?
You know, I told you before that I'd help you out with this, right? I'll team up with you for the sake of your friends.
Thank you, Andrea. I promise I'll make it up to you one day. Honestly, fighting this battle alone has been really hard.
It's fine, really. But there's one thing I need to talk to you about. I'm not exactly asking for payback, but there's something on my mind that I need your advice about. Andrea, how could you do something so awful? Oh, it's you, Sydney. What's going on now? Don't try to act innocent. Because of you, all the other moms are looking at me like I'm some kind of freak. Today's moms gathering was huge with all the moms from the elementary school there. How am I supposed to show my face now? I couldn't stand it anymore. You have been acting all sweet and pretending like nothing happened after you hurt my best friend. So I decided to expose all your dirty secrets. Now you have nowhere to hide and it serves you right. Best friend, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the bride that you hurt in such a ridiculous way. Huh? Oh, Jillian? You knew her? Wait a second, Andrea. You were a delinquent in the past, right? So if Jillian is your best friend, that must mean she must have been a delinquent too, right? I always thought she was a bit of an idiot, but now it makes sense. Well, I wouldn't say former delinquent exactly. Jillian was the leader of our gang. What? Jillian and I used to run with a gang when we were younger, and we got into all sorts of trouble. You haven't ever asked her about why she doesn't have parents? You know she's part of our family now, don't you? What? They probably died from illness or some accident, right? No, I think they're still alive, actually. What? It's just that Jillian went through horrible abuse from her parents, and she ended up running away from home. Her group was made up of kids who had nowhere else to go. Jillian was one of them. Oh, so that's why she's so big and has a body that's not very feminine. I didn't realize. She always seemed a bit off, but now it all makes sense. Jillian got involved with some delinquents and almost ended up in some really dangerous situations, so she started working out to protect herself. I think she had a natural talent for it, to be honest. If she didn't, there's no way she'd be undefeated in fights. But Jillian didn't use her strength for selfish reasons. She used it to protect people who were being oppressed. I was bullied a lot when I was younger and stopped going to school, but Jillian came and helped me out. She took care of the bullies for me. Wait, are you saying she's that strong? That sounds like an exaggeration to me. Jillian's hardly ever gotten hurt before. I heard she broke some bones after taking a flying kick from someone, but that's just because she's Jillian. If it had been me, I'd probably be in much worse shape. Jillian is one of those people who doesn't care about being criticized. She'll take the heat if it means helping someone weaker than herself. You know that gym you've been calling a ripoff? That's her gym. The one you've been mocking? Do you know why she started it? People like you made fun of her body and she didn't know what else to do. But rather than getting mad, she decided to turn her struggles into something that could help others. She wanted to help people like her, those who had struggled with their own bodies, their own problems. And that's why she started the gym. The body you've been mocking is something Jillian worked hard for, something she built to protect others. You have no idea who you're messing with. But she's just some crazy woman who used to be wild, and now she's just a dumb woman who married into my family. She has to follow all the rules and do what I say, so why does it even matter? She can't do anything about it. You think she's just some silly woman? Let me tell you, most of the people who were part of our gang back then have turned their lives around. They've all become decent, responsible adults. But the bond we share, the loyalty between us, that hasn't changed. And you know what? That bond is stronger than anything you could possibly understand. You don't know what you've gotten yourself into. You're done for. But she's just a stupid woman who married into a family, so she should just follow orders, right? That's all it is, Andrea. That's the truth. So what if she used to be a delinquent? It doesn't matter anymore. That's all in the past. She's a wife now, and wives have to listen to their husbands' families. She doesn't have a choice. You don't get it, do you? You think just because Jillian married into your family, she's some kind of servant or something? You have no idea how strong she is. Her past, her strength, those things aren't just going to disappear just because she married into a family. You've made a huge mistake, and now you're going to regret it. You might think she's some kind of weak woman who'll just take whatever you throw at her, but let me tell you something, you don't know Jillian. You don't know anything about her, and now, because of your stupid actions, you're about to find out just how wrong you are. You can't just mess with her like this and get away with it. Jillian is someone who has worked hard for everything she's achieved. She's put in the effort, built her strength, and created something real for herself. And now, because of your careless words and actions, you've made an enemy of her, and that is something you're going to regret. You think you can just say whatever you want and hurt her without consequences? Think again. You don't mess with someone like her and expect to get away with it. This damn woman, give me back my daughter.
There's no way I'm going to give her back. Your daughter was being abused, so I took her in to protect her. I've already reported everything to the Child Consultation Center, and on top of that, I have old friends who are lawyers and police officers. So I was able to protect your daughter without breaking any laws. When I saw that perfect flying kick, I knew that there had to be someone who was regularly using violence against her. How could you do something so terrible to your own daughter? As a person, you're finished. You're the absolute lowest.
Wait just a minute. If you take my child away, I won't be able to get child support from my ex-husband anymore. On top of that, I'll lose someone to help with all the household chores, and the neighbors will start looking at me funny. I can't afford to lose her. She's been with me all this time. I've raised her, I've fed her, and now you want to take her away from me? I don't care what happens. I absolutely need her. You don't know how hard it's been, so can't you just let a few things go?
I can't believe this. No matter what I say, you never seem to understand. It's truly unfortunate for you, but I reported everything about the abuse to the police. On top of that, they've decided to reopen the investigation into the flying kick incident. Just as you said, filing a report does not automatically mean a detailed investigation. But if you've committed enough wrongs, the police will eventually take action. And unfortunately, I've seen firsthand how the police work. And I've had little involvement with them in the past. You will lose everything. Your freedom, your reputation, your money, and even your child. You've been so obsessed with how others view you, but trust me, no one will trust you from this point on.
Wait, no, please, I'll apologize. I'm really sorry. I'll pay you anything you want. If money will make you forgive me, I'll pay you. Please, don't do this. If this goes on, I'll have nowhere to go.
Are you out of your mind? Money isn't going to make up for what you've done. There's no way I'll forgive you. You must be completely shameless if you think that that would work. I've been wondering for quite some time just how far you could go, how much you could endure. But now you're going to have to live through the consequences of your actions and pay for everything you've done. It won't be easy, but you'll learn the hard way that the consequences of your actions aren't something you can simply talk your way out of. And do you really think that money can fix everything? That's what you're really going to offer me? After everything, you think that money will solve this? It won't bring back your reputation. It won't erase the abuse you've caused. And it won't change the fact that you hurt your own child. You're not getting away with this so easily. There's a price to pay, and I'll make sure you face it. You've been so focused on your image, on making sure people think you're a good person, but now you'll see how quickly everything can come crashing down. The truth is, you've always cared more about yourself and what others think than you've cared about your own child. You've abused her, and now the consequences of that are going to catch up to you. No amount of money, no apology, no pleading will fix what you've done. You've crossed a line, and now you'll have to deal with the fallout. You think the police and the legal system are just going to ignore it? Think again. They don't forget, and you won't be able to run from this. I know it's hard for you to accept, but this is the reality now. And the sooner you face it, the better it will be for everyone involved. Your actions have led to this moment, and no amount of begging or pleading will change that. The time has come for you to pay the price for what you've done. I won't let you walk away from this. Not now, not ever. Andrea, that stupid woman was arrested. I heard her daughter is going to a facility to be taken care of.
Really? Oh, that's such a relief. I was worried what would happen if she was taken back by her family.
Her family is just as trashy, so I made sure to testify properly about them. Apparently, there's some distant relatives, but for now, they're going to watch things for a bit before making any decisions.
I'm so glad we were able to get her into protection for now. By the way, what about the alimony? Did she pay it as she was supposed to?
I made sure the payment went through. She said she had to take out a loan for it.
Wow, what a fall from grace. There had been rumors for a while about her neglecting her child and partying, but she was always so good at pretending and had her little group of followers, so it was hard to pinpoint whether she was really abusing her kid. She was always able to keep up appearances and cover her tracks well, so no one suspected anything until the truth came to light. It's amazing how well people can hide their real selves.
So that's why you came to me for advice, huh? In the end, I'm glad I was able to help.
You've always been like that. No matter how many years pass, you just can't leave someone in need. You're a true hero.
I'm not a hero.
Huh?
The reason I stepped in to help someone was for my own sake. I've always been alone, you know. When you help others, you get to make more friends, right? That was part of my reasoning back then, too. Even as a kid, I had that selfish side to me. I wanted to be accepted and wanted people to appreciate me. So it wasn't some grand, noble desire to do good. It was just the way I coped with my loneliness. I didn't want to be left out. So it's not like I was some selfless hero or anything like that. There was always a bit of self-interest in it for me, even if I didn't recognize it back then.
But isn't it fine to have some selfishness if it helps others?
Huh?
Because, being able to step up and help like you did, that's part of your strength. Maybe in the past it was more about gaining something for yourself, but when you helped her daughter, it was definitely because of your sense of justice. You saw someone suffering and couldn't stand by, and that's what truly makes you a hero. You didn't have to do anything, but you chose to take action and you helped her. You didn't do it for yourself, you did it because it was the right thing to do, and you couldn't just watch things go wrong. So you really are a hero now, and I can proudly say that. I'm proud of having a friend like you.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm really glad you're my friend. You've always understood me, even when I didn't understand myself.
See, I knew you'd get it. Oh, I've already contacted everyone about this, so how about we organize a reunion? I'd love for us all to meet up. It's been so long, and with everything that's happened, it feels like the perfect time to catch up and reconnect. We can all share our stories and see where everyone is now. I think it would be nice to gather and have a good time like we used to. I've missed those moments.
That sounds like a great idea. I can't wait to see everyone again. It's been a while, and I'm sure everyone's changed, but it'll be so nice to reminisce about the old days and catch up on each other's lives. Maybe we'll even have some laughs over things we used to do. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's plan it soon. That woman was arrested, but later released from jail. However, it didn't take long before it was clear that her family was complicit in the abuse. The neighbors began to look at them with suspicion, and things only worsened when the entire family was caught stealing. Once again, they were arrested. It seemed as though they couldn't escape their cycle of crime. With such a situation, it was impossible for her to pay back any money. The legal cost, along with the compensation for damages and emotional distress, pushed her into personal bankruptcy. She was no longer able to support herself or her family. In the end, the entire family was left homeless, with their whereabouts unknown. They had simply disappeared from the scene, seemingly vanishing without a trace. As for me, after everything that had happened, I managed to recover from my injuries and, fortunately, I was able to return to my office and resume my work. It wasn't easy, especially considering the toll the entire ordeal had taken on me, but I pushed through. The wedding, as you can imagine, was a complete disaster. Everything I had hoped for and dreamed about seemed to fall apart in front of my eyes. The event that was supposed to be one of the happiest moments of my life turned into a series of regrets. The stress, the drama, and the chaos of everything happening at once made it almost unbearable. But looking back now, I realized that despite how awful everything felt at the time, there was something positive that came out of it. The most important thing was that I was able to reaffirm the strength of my friendships. My true friends stuck by me through thick and thin, and I found solace in their unwavering support. I was able to see just how solid our bonds really were, and that was something I had underestimated before all this chaos unfolded. At the time, it felt like my whole world was falling apart, and there were moments when I truly questioned whether things would ever get better. The pain and disappointment felt overwhelming, and the weight of everything was nearly unbearable. But in those moments of despair, the presence of my friends reminded me that I wasn't alone. It was during those dark times that I realized the importance of having people in your life who genuinely care about you. No amount of money or success could replace the sense of security that comes from knowing there are people you can rely on when everything else is falling apart. In a way, the whole experience taught me valuable lessons about resilience. I learned that no matter how difficult life may become, it's possible to rebuild and find a way to move forward. It may take time, and there will be moments of doubt, but eventually things can improve. The idea of rebuilding wasn't just about my career or finances. It was also about rebuilding myself emotionally and mentally. I had to dig deep and find the strength to keep going, even when everything seemed hopeless. And as time went on, I began to feel more like myself again. It wasn't easy, and there were many setbacks along the way. There were days when I felt like I couldn't take another step, but my determination kept me going. I realized that sometimes life doesn't go the way we expect it to, but that doesn't mean it's the end. It just means we need to find a new path, one that might be more difficult, but ultimately more rewarding. The road to recovery wasn't smooth, but each step forward was a victory. Slowly, I began to reclaim control over my life, one small decision at a time. The more I focused on my work, the more I realized how much I still had to offer. It wasn't the glamorous future I'd once imagined, but it was my future, and that was enough. I could see that there was still hope for me. Despite the setbacks, I still had the ability to make things right, and I wasn't going to let the past define me. I had made mistakes, but I also had the strength to learn from them and move forward. That was something no one could take away from me. As time passed, I found that the relationships that had been strained during this difficult period began to heal. Slowly, I started to find peace with what had happened. I couldn't change the past, but I could control my future, and that was all that mattered. In the end, I came to realize that sometimes the most painful experiences teach us the most important lessons in life. The struggle, the hurt, the betrayal, it all pushed me to grow and become stronger. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And now I am in a place where I can look back with a sense of gratitude for all the growth that came from those painful times.